Hello, everybody. How are we doing today, tonight, this morning, or wherever we are in the world? This is Moo coming to y'all from my station. Tune in, babes. But anyways, y'all, so y'all, I don't know where to begin, end or end. Go ahead, Nolan, Minnie, go. Go, go, go. Where's the other dog at? Y'all, my dogs came in here as soon as I started talking. Y'all, I don't know where to begin or end with this, right? The things that I have seen over the past month is unclean. You understand? I don't know if it was to like y'all, I'm sitting here and I watch my internet go on and off like multiple times, right? Literally watch my internet go on and off, right? I don't know if they thought I was recording, like they were just taking the chances on doing it. Yeah, I done seen all kind of stuff. The one girl from her platform was down the street at the corner store. Y'all, I'm down there looking for incense, and they got like these little, like, not little, the real huge incense down at this corner store, right? And I see her come in with like this cloak, red cloak cover thing on, right? And I guess because she don't show her face on her platform, that she thought I wasn't gonna know who she was, right? And I know y'all remember in my last video I was talking to y'all about this person, right? That I was singing that right? And this person, to my knowledge, right, is not supposed to be from my home city, state, and/or town. And this is why I be talking about how a lot of us were targeted since we've been children, right? They knew it was something about us. We've been targeted since children. And this person feels it's because she don't show her face on her platform that I wasn't going to know who she was when she walked inside this corner store, right? And she walked on the side of the store and then turned around and came back around to the front and came through the door. And she kept trying to get real close to me, right? And I just bind black and rebuke her, right? But what's crazy is, y'all, I was sitting here, right, and I was watching, it's called The Chosen on Amazon, right? And it came across, and I was like, I ain't gonna watch that, right? But on Easter, it popped up on my phone, and I liked it. One of the seasons that had popped up, it was a 50-minute part, right? It was a 50-minute one of their series or episodes. One of their little episodes they had up on my little YouTube, so I began to watch it. I said, let me go check this out, right? But I feel like some things is just meant, right? I got to talk to us through science, synchronicities, numbers, and music and different things, right? And it's crazy because this video popped up on Easter, and I'm sitting here, y'all, but all hell broke loose, right? And I don't know if y'all seen like that little meme when the little boy said, I don't know if it was little boy or little girl, right? But it had been replayed so many times, I can't remember the original video, but I know people use like the soundtrack part of it. And he was like, or she was like, you remember, she said, you remember the day you was born? And she said, no, I don't remember the day I was born, but I remember the day that hell, the ground cracked open and I crawled out of hell. yo, I'm trying to tell y'all something. It's like the pits of hell cracked open, y'all. But what's even crazier, right? Before Easter, I was back and forth in my head about if I wanted to do a thing, right? An intimate act with the Most High, right? And yo, I whispered it. I was like, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z, right? I whispered it, yo, and I bullcrap y'all. Now it's like the Prince of the Air caught that shit and took it straight back to hell. I'm talking about, oh my God, I'm talking about y'all. I felt like that's the only thing that kept coming to my mind was when that little boy said, I can't remember what it was, right? But I just remember the repeat of the part when she said, you remember the day you was born? And he said, or she said, no, I remember the day that the ground cracked open and I climbed out of hell, right? Yeah, it was like the ground broke open and God sent his best, I mean not God, but Satan sent his best demons on the job, right? I'm talking about, y'all, it's not funny, y'all, what I seen, right? Y'all, the damn TV, right? The TV started cutting on and off by itself like a poltergeist, right? I seen all kind of stuff, right? Everybody around me was doing something slick, right? Y'all, I go on my, I went on my, what is it called? On my, hold up, I'm trying to plug something up. I went on my, my little medical record thing, right? It's crazy because I'm getting a phone call, right? This is how you know I'm right on point. And so I go on my little medical record thing, right? This is what I'm talking about. When I talk about my stuff is hacked, it's hacked. There's no way y'all hear this thing, right? Y'all just start talking. There's no way in the hell that I start talking and this thing start ringing, right? They're telling this individual, call her, she's talking. They called this so trying to interrupt my internet so I cannot talk, right? Y'all, I'm telling y'all. It's videos. Stop, Ali. Y'all, it's videos that I have been trying to get out, y'all. That I literally have not been able to get out, right? I'm talking about, listen to this. Y'all, it's still ringing. This person keep calling like they telling him, hurry up and call. She's talking. Y'all, I cannot make this up. I've been sitting in this house for 2 hours by myself. Nobody called. Let's see what's going on. Yes. They erasing what I'm saying. They don't think I'm gonna finish what I'm saying. So I'm recording right now, and it just did some weird stuff where it's clicking me off, thinking I'm not gonna pay attention to, because this phone right now, right, this storage is not full. It's a lot of space on it. There's backup space between the spaces, in the spaces. And so what they did, y'all, I had to record, stop recording. Y'all, they've been if storage full. This is a whole nother phone, right? They thinking that if they do this, I'm gonna forget what I'm saying, right? That if we hack your stuff and say the storage is full and all this weird stuff, I'm telling y'all, this is the type of shit that I'm talking about, right? These are the people who have been causing problems in the background, right? So I was saying that, right, when this individual got up, they was in another room sleeping, right, knocked out cold. And when I hung up on his family member, these individuals don't know each other. It ain't gonna never be a table for four or two, right? How is it that a Caucasian and he's Caucasian and Mexican, right? And this my family member is Black African American, right? They don't know each other at all. Everybody come together for different reasons, right? For their own thing, right? One thing about it is I always say this: when you always got one person trying to be ahead, it's gonna make everybody else crumble. When can't nobody come into agreement on nothing, right? It's gonna make the whole everything crumble, right? And so, anyways, this individual says to me when I went off on the phone, it wasn't nothing major. I just kind of checked them about what it is they did. Like, how do a person who helped you with your mental, right? Helped you when your mind was breaking, right? Helped you get on your feet, right? And you kept to continuously come around snaking and trying to find elaborate plans and schemes, right? I helped you out in your times of need multiple times on multiple occasions, right? These are people who pretend to be strong to the world, but they are their mental is off, right? But anyways, I let what I said, right? And I kept it moving. But for you to get to that point, a lot of us, it has to be a breaking point where it's like, okay, you done enough, right? You done enough in my background. You done caused enough problems and enough breakdowns, bitch, where I can pick up on it's been you, right? But multiple other people, right? For whatever reason. But it be a people that sit right in your face and that'd be your problem. But anyways, once I hung up on this person, this person, another room that was cold, knocked out, jumped out of the bed, runs down the stairs, cold, sleeping, jumped out of the bed, runs downstairs, I can hang on this person, right? This is not the first time that this has happened, right? I'm not an accuser, I accuse people, I just watch, I pay attention. And so I found it mighty ironic that once I said what I said this person, I hung up, that this other person jumps up and run down the stairs, right? The person in the house with me jumps up out of their sleep and run down the stairs, right? And I hear them say, oh, I'll call you right back, I'll call you right back, right? And they run down the stairs and they started texting him. And so I go downstairs, this person would expect me to go down the stairs. I go down the stairs and I say, what's going on? And this person starts screaming and yelling, oh, what are you talking about? I just got up. I said, for one, you better lower your goddamn voice, right? I asked you, I said you jumped up so fast, right? And ran down the stairs so fast and hysterically, however you want to say it, crazy, that I figured that something is going on, something is wrong, right? So I said, I want to make sure everything is all right. So why did you, oh, you're running out of space. That's what the phone said. I need to start screenshotting this stuff when it's saying this. That's what I'm going to start doing. And so anyways, the person said, oh, well, no, I just got up and nothing they were saying was making sense. It was too broke up, right? Because they had no reason to be yelling like that. It's like when you catch somebody doing something they got no business doing, they automatically go into defense mode, right? When you're around snakes, I'm going to say this again, your whole entirety of your life, right? You pick up on about everything. You become sensitized, but desensitized to the bullshit. You understand? And so I'm watching the play, right? I'm watching the play. But mind you, I said on another one of my videos, which I am going to post, right? I'm going to find a way to get that up here. They have been blocking, hacking, and packing, but it's not going to stop me, right? It's always a way around the bullshit. But I said on my last video that this same individual in his house with me had said, oh, I went out and I got into a fight with somebody and they said that the guy at the bar said that he had touched his kids. And I said, who you talking about? Yeah, I was standing there with a guy and he said that the guy over there was telling how he came from jail from touching his kids. And I said, let me tell you something. I said, none of you talking about making sense. I said, why would somebody come in the bar and say they just got out of jail from touching their kids? I said, that don't make no goddamn sense. Somebody make it make sense, right? I said, that's not making sense. He said, oh, I got into a fight. I fought the guy who they said touched his kids. You want to see? This is completely out of this person's character, right? I mean, completely out of this person's character. It blew me back, right? Blew my muffin cup back, cat back blue. So I said, what are you talking about? You want to see that? Look at this fight. I said, don't show me no fight. I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to see nothing like that. I ain't gonna be a assassin to a credit and a credit to assassin of a meticulous of a sideshow. And I knew about nothing. I don't know nothing. I said, get that shit away from me, bro. Bring that by me. I don't care what you did, how you did. I said, that shit sounds stupid. I said, get the fuck away from me, right? But the thing about it is, it was I completely out of this person's character. So my mind trying to mind, my brain is trying to brain. What the hell is this person talking about? You just went to the bar, right? This was on St. Patrick's Day. And they can say, oh, you should go out with me. You should go out with me, right? And I said, I don't do no going out, no drinking, doing all that stuff, right? It has to be like a very special, maybe Valentine's Day or something like that. You go out with your friend, your people, your partner, and you might go out the house, right? And I said, I don't do no stuff like that. What's going on, right? I mean, the things that I have seen is unclean, right? It's like everybody got a plot and a plan, but can't nobody get together on what it is that they want to do. Everybody want to eat off the back of one person, but I'm gonna show everybody what me and the guy working with. This is the point we at with this shit, right? And so, but it's just not even about me. It's about what a lot of people are going through all over the world, right? All over this place in this space. All right, guys, they want me to keep deleting the story, so they think I keep telling you, I think I'm gonna forget what it is I'm saying, but I promise you I ain't. And so, anyways. Y'all, this individual, right, runs down the stairs, hooping and hollering and screaming, right? And I was also saying that when they went to the bar on St. Patrick's Day, they were saying about the, they got into this fight, right, which was completely out of this person's character. To go off for one, to go off with somebody else saying, for two, to go off with somebody else saying to some people that you really don't even know, and for three, to go outside and start beating up a guy who so-called did these things, right? And this person came out trying to make me be a co-conspirator to their bullshit, right? And I said, oh, hell no, I want to see nothing, I don't know nothing, I ain't seen nothing, right? And something in my spirit said something about that ain't right? When you know it's completely out of that person's character, I'm like, what? It was disgusting, it was disgraceful, right? And so, the next day they came to the house and said again, oh, you should go out somewhere, right? But it wasn't, I'm like, what are you talking about? We should go out somewhere. I'm not going out nowhere, right? But like I said, it ain't that I'm better or anything like that. It was just that I was chilling, right? I was in the house doing my little videos, minding my business, right? These people that cry out for attention, right? These people are sabotagers, right? What one would do out of jealousy and envy is wild, right? Jealous want you to stay put in a place in this space, right? You got them over there stealing this and that. You got these people over here trying to get insurance money for sacrifice. You got this person over here trying to have you stay in the house with them forever because somebody wants their ass because of who and what they are, right? And you're gonna teach you, you're gonna stay here, teach you, I'll show you. And then they hackers, right? Got their family members and their friends hacking your stuff, right? Con artists and all these things, right? Giving away your birth certificate to the baby mama who ain't the baby mama, giving them the information to use, right? And all this is gonna come crumbling down. Everybody in the background for different reasons doing different things. And you got the ones on the platforms, right? Coming up off their platforms and you ain't gonna recognize their face. Everybody coming together for different things. But I'll tell y'all something. When God started gathering everybody in the assembly, right? I'm gonna leave it at that. But this individual came back the next day and said, oh, we should go out. I said, no, I'm cool. I'm sitting here, I'm chilling, right? Mind my business. I'm doing me, I'm doing my videos. Next day they did it again. We should go out somewhere, right? And they brought up the fight on the third day. They brought up that fight again, right? The fight, I just might. We nugging and bucking and ready to fight. We nugging and bucking and ready to fight, right? And the Holy Spirit spoke to me, right? And said, don't you go nowhere. Like God had put my spirit at such ease, right? It was such a peace in me that I didn't want, like, even if I wanted to leave out, it was something in me like, no, right? God had placed such a peace over me, right? That I really didn't feel like doing nothing, right? I was just chilling. And even when your enemy's in the background doing things, right, trying to freeze you out, yeah, when you're cold outside, right, God will use that for your benefit, right, because you never know what's coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes, right? You just never know what one have up their sleeve. And so that third day was something about the third day when I was doing that video and I was in there, right? Y'all, I recorded such a good video for y'all and I could not upload this video to save anything, right? Like I've been trying to upload this video for days. It must have hit a nerve in between there and all up in there. You hear me? I must have been on key, the point, and the dot and everything, right? In the period. Quotation mark. Y'all, I was on the explanation. I was on that dot. I was on that, you feel me? Comma, and period and all that, right? I must have been getting in between the gums and the good, right? The toe jam. I was up in there, right? And so the message that God gave me, right? It must have hit home, right? Everything got still after this message, right? But everything turned up, right? It was something about the time, right? And so, divine timing, right? It's like the Prince of the Air caught the whisper, took it over to them and brought it back and said, finish her, right? I heard finish her. Y'all remember that Mortal Kombat? Finish her, right? And something about what God told me to do in that intimate setting and space, it ended it, right? And so these people, right, be watching us. And let me tell y'all something. The average Joe Jane, you think you mind your business, right? Have you ever watched something and you like, dang, how the heck did that just pop up like that, right? That thing, and I just said that in the house, I just did that, right? Right? Some of it is like, could be coincidental, right? Manifestation. But then you got those who take your life and turn it into a Truman Show, right? Literally. And everybody is eating out the back of one person with their ideas and their creativity and all these things and everything and stuff. And everybody's implemented a bit of this and a little bit of that. And everybody got their own reasons to why they're doing things. To see we in a season now where God is on their heads, shoulder, knees, and toes, right? And so people think they gonna get off their platforms, off their chairs, and come and see you. Oh, okay, we gonna see about facts. We gonna see where you end up at, right? And so, anyways, y'all, this individual, I'm gonna get in there. 1, 2, 3 on the clock. 1, 2, 3 on my clock. And so, y'all, let me get back to the setting, right? Let me go back, and I'll go back, and then come back, and then bring it back. Yeah, period. And so, y'all, I was sitting here, right? I'm doing this video, and God said, record that video, right? But sometimes you be thinking it's for this and that, right? And for the message of it, right? And that message was super good. Y'all still got it, though. And it was something about that message, right, that God wanted me to put out. And at the ending of the message, this person walked in. And I mean, this person started talking to me, just talking. And they went on read about the fight again, right? And I said, it's something clicked, right? They weren't expecting for them. They thought I was going to, like, get in there with them and start wasting my energy on why would you do that, right? But something to me said, don't say none of that, right? Just listen. And so I kept talking on my video, and I finally looked up and I said, I'm doing my video. What is going on, right? I hear you, but I'm just saying, like, I'm talking with a whole video, like, I'm just talking. You could say, excuse me, anything, right? Let me speak to you. Let me, what's something? Give me a wave down, a hand signal, right? 1, 2, 3, hey, look at me, something. No, this person just blurt out, just start talking, and while I'm talking on the video, right? And I looked over and I'm like, what the fuck? So I turned the video off and I said, hey, how can I help you, right? McDonald's style. This person said, oh, yeah, I was talking about the fight, this happened. It was just completely out of this person's character. I was in shock, right? And the fact that they bring it back up, and something clicked back in my brain again when they bring it back up the third time. And I finally looked up and he was like, yeah, because I want to go out, and I want to go out, and I just want to go out, I want to go out, and I want to take you out with me. Oh, you look so nice. And I said, oh, thank you. Oh, well, we should go out because you look nice today. And y'all, it's cold night, it's nighttime, everything's over with. I don't know what's going on. And so I'm looking like, what? And I'm like, okay, let me just shut this down real quick and just listen to this individual. And they started talking, right? And I said, bring me a $9. Right? Before they got to the house, they said, did you want anything? I said, yes. I said, bring me a $9 Taco Bell box, right? This person been bringing me the $7 Taco Bell box, right? And it sounds petty, right? Quite petty, right? And what's so crazy, I actually like the $7 box more than I like the $9 box. But I didn't find that out until days later when I went there myself and I seen the $9 box. And I'm like, this ain't the box they've been getting me. And the lady said, oh, is it such and such? I was talking to her and she knew who I was, right? There's only a few places around here that I go. And she was like, oh, yeah, they always get the $7 box. And so I come home and I say to the person, I said, why have you been, I've been telling you to give me the little $9 box. I said, why you was giving me the $7 box, right? And I said, it don't matter because I really like that box better. No beans, right? No beans in the last burrito. But it was just, God was showing me something, right? It don't be that the people don't hear you. It don't be about what you think it's about, right? It deep down in their belly, they be torn and shredded. The old me would have went on a rant about the evilness, right? The jealousy and the evilness, right? Because you can see, once you see it, you can't take off the glasses, right? You cannot take them off, right? And I remember many years ago, I was talking on the phone with my uncle. We was on the phone for hours. And he said, you got your glasses yet? And I said, no, what the heck is he talking about? Some glasses, right? And I said, well, I see this and see this and see this, right? He was trying to figure out where I was at in my journey, right? And he was like, you get your glasses yet? And I said, what are you talking about, right? And I said, I see this, I see this. He said, woo-wee, right? A lot of my family members are very gifted on the side. One side of my family, they're very, very tapped in and gifted, right? And so it's only certain people that you can talk to about certain things and they understand without saying, oh my God, something's wrong, right? Yeah, something's wrong. And even the ones that know this not something wrong, they know that this thing has been running through our lineage for so long, right? They were trying to twist it for their own good, right? But in the background, they're like, it's my precious, it's mine, right? Trying to snatch your light, snatch the ring. And so everybody out there trying to put on fake false shoes. They all got the glass slippers on, the glasses, the shades, Versace. And so anyways, chocolate, y'all, this individual, right? I remember my uncle asked me that, and I knew what he was talking about, but I didn't fully understand all the way what he meant. Like I knew what he meant, but I didn't understand like the gravity and the severity of these things, right? The shades. And now I understand the gravity of the shade, right? I understand the gravity of those things that get put on of us healers and our seers, right? It's something that get put on us when you hit a certain peak of enlightenment, right? And it's something that you can't take off. You're gonna wish you had them off, right? Everybody wants somebody else got to. You can't, you put them on and they hurt and it hurts. I can't, my brain, right? Somebody trying to put on somebody else's stuff and they tell me it's too tight, it's too small, it's too big, it won't fit, it's too much, too tough, right? Beyonce, what she say? It's too big, it's too wide, it won't fit. Yeah, somebody out there trying to put on things that do not fit them. You do not fit the description, hun. Put it down. It's not yours. Tap, give me your hands so I can pop it. And so, y'all, once, I know what it means now. Anyways, y'all, so y'all be tripping, right? God be just, when I be talking, God be just ding, 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 ding in my brain. And did you get it now? Did you get it now? I'm like, yes, Lord, yes, Master. And so, y'all, literally, I was listening to Tupac the other day, y'all, and he was a prophet, right? He was speaking some stuff, and I'm like, oh my God, like, pick a side, right? What side? What side of the rigmarole are you going to roll, right? And it's a hard thing to decide. And I spy with my little eye. You understand? It's something, right? And everybody talk that stuff until you in that stuff, right? And you gotta, everybody got a saying and everybody got an opinion and a testimony, right? I testify, I'ma tell the truth and the whole truth. And you know it ain't a lie. Hey, I testify. And so, anyways, let me get back to the fight, not just bite. And so something happened within the third time this person saying it, right? And I'm telling me about it. Do you want to see it? Do you want to see it? Look at this. Look, like this person put out their phone and trying to force me to see this thing, right? And I'm like, what is going on? I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. What part did I say I don't want to see it that you get, right? What part did you hear, right? And there's some people that just can't stand your boundaries, right? Boundaries is purity, disrespect to some people, right? If somebody tell me no, then no, I'm going to accept the no, right? And it's fucking no, right? Some people is like bad out of hell when you tell them no, right? They don't respect it. They feel like you're challenging them. Oh, she's challenging me. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. I'll prove to you what you're going to do. I'm going to steal right from underneath your nose, and I'm going to hook my family and my friends into your stuff because we're con artists, and we're going to play a trick, a dirty little trick, right? You looking at it like, you fucking fool. You not understand that God sent me here for your ass. You've been doing this to everybody from your past and your last and everything and stuff. And God told your ass to stop, and nigga, you cried out to the Lord on your hands and your knees in that closet, and you got on your knees and you cried and begged God for something, and God sent you the thing that you times 1,000, and you don't went up in there and played that thing on thing with that. You got to play with that right there, and you play with it anyways because you said, I'm gonna show you, because your pride started kicking out. God said, oh yeah, I knew you was gonna do it. I knew you was gonna do it. I knew you was gonna do it. I knew. That's why I sent it right over there to you. You came around here. Well, what's that? Well, I love it. Plan. You came around here playing those games. Oh, you lame. Oh, you came around here playing with mine. Oh, you're trying to get fame off the back of mine. Oh, yes. Oh, I'm gonna get you. Right? And then God be letting them think they win it, right? You be all in the bed. Why is I'm feeling like this? What's going on? And they forgot they left that peanut butter in the closet with some poison in there. And they say, I would like some peanut butter with mine. What do you eat with yours? Cream cheese. Give me that peanut butter. I'm gluttonous. And you say, okay, here go the peanut butter. And they say, what's wrong with this peanut butter? I don't feel so good. And it's like, oh, that's the peanut butter you poisoned in there last week. The month before you forgot you put that in. He said, what peanut butter did you give me? I said, no, that new one mine. That is mine. I got my own peanut butter and my own jelly. That other one was not right. And you said you didn't, that was wrong with it, so I gave it to you. And I was, oh, something's wrong. They had to well that out, didn't they? Yeah, ain't that something for somebody to poison you and to end up poisoning themselves in the end? Shit, I'm just saying. Ooh, they got the hope for you guys here. Let me read this passage to you guys. I need somebody to hear me and hear me loud and clear. Psalms 35. Sit up on my dresser. This is one of my ones. Right? It says, contend, Lord, with those who contend with me. Fight against those who fight against me. That goes for the one who left the peanut butter in the cabinet that was poisoned. Yeah. And take up shield and armor. Arise and come to my aid. Banish spears and javelin against those who pursue me. Say to me, Lord, I am your salvation. May those who seek my life be disgraced and put to shame. May those who plot my ruin be turned back in dismay. May those be like may they be like chaff before the wind, with the angel of the Lord driving them away. May their path be dark and slippery, with the angel of the Lord pursuing them. Since they hid their net for me without cause, and without cause dug a pit for me, may ruin overtake them by surprise. May the net they hide entangle them. May they fall into a pit to their own ruin. Then my soul will rejoice in the Lord, in delight in his salvation. My whole being will exclaim, who is like you, Lord? You rescue the poor from those who strong for them, the poor and needy from those who rob them. Ruthless witness come forward. They question me on things I know nothing about. They repay me evil for good and leave me like one bereaved. Yet when they were ill, I put on sackcloth and humble myself with fasting. When my prayers turned to me unanswered, I went about mourning as though for my friend or brother. I bow my head in grief as though weeping for my mother. But when I stumbled, they gathered in glee. Assassins gathered against me. Without my knowledge, they slander me without ceasing. Like the ungodly, they maliciously mock. They gnash their teeth at me. How long, Lord, will you look on? Rescue me from their ravages. My precious life from these lions will give you. I don't know. Oh, it says, I marked it. I will give you thanks in the great assembly. Among the throne, I will praise you. Do not let those gloat over me, who are my enemy without cause. Do not let those who hate me without reason maliciously wink the eye. They do not speak peaceably, but devise false accusations. Let's keep rolling. They do not speak peaceably, but devise false accusations against those who live quietly in the land. They sneer at me and say, aha, aha, with our own eyes we have seen it. Lord, you have seen this. Do not be silent. Do not be far from me, Lord. Awaken, rise to my defense. Contend for me, my God and Lord. Vindicate me in your righteousness, Lord, my God. Do not let them gloat over me. Do not let them think, just what we wanted, or say we have swallowed him up. May all who gloat over my distress be put to shame and confusion. May all who exalt themselves over me be clothed with shame and disgrace. May those who delight in my vindication shout for joy and gladness. May they always say the Lord be exalted, who delights in the well-being of his servant. My tongue will proclaim your righteousness, your praise all day long. Yes, amen. Amen. Right? And so when I go back to the back to the top, right, it says, contend, Lord, with those who contend with me. Fight against those who fight against me, right? Sometimes the same person that poisoned that peanut butter in that there for that insurance check and laughed when you said you were sick that day. And hey, something's going on with my heartbeat, right? Because they're out here doing a lot. They're out here doing a lot, right? Somebody told them that you weren't who you say you are. If you are who you say you are, a superstar, have no fear, right? Some of these people are in awe at some of you guys because they have came into your house, right? Poured piss on the beds, using energy weapons, as well as poisoning things, right? You was in that line getting your drink and your coffee and everything and stuff. And the person in front of you said, drop that in that there, right? Drop that in that there, right? And then you go on your platform and you hear somebody saying something out their mouth like that, right? So you ask yourself, who's all involved? And then one girl telling on all y'all, that must have pissed her off, right? These people have access, right, to government officials and that man that they lied on you about, right? And that man finding out they lied on you. That woman find out that they lied on you because it shouldn't have to get to the point where everybody like it's falling apart for somebody to know that you won the one or the two. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, let me go back to my story. Yeah, about what happened. How I said when I first started, that the little boy said, "You remember the day that you was born?" He said, "No, I remember the day that the ground cracked open and I crawled out of hell." Right? Y'all, the spaces in between spaces cracked open when I went into an intimate setting with the Most High God. And these people talk all day long and around and around and around about this and that, this and this, but nobody's telling nobody how to get rid of it. It's something about when you discipline the body from the wants and the needs and the needs and the wants. It's not about sex, right? They always try to link it to the sex. It's something about when you go into an intimate setting with God, right? And you do a thing, right? What I like to call that there, sacrifice. When you sacrifice something, right? And God didn't say you had to be perfect in that thing. You just do it with intent and you'll do it with all your might and your heart and you set it before the Lord before you do it. And while you're doing it, you say, God, I'm not that perfect back there, but Lord, these things are taking place around me and I just don't understand, Lord. And God said, okay, you know, something's about to ramp up, y'all. It's about to ramp up. And so when the person came in the house, this was before I did this intimate thing with the Lord, right? And the person said, again, about the fight. Yeah, you want to see this again? 3 days later, bring it back up and show me. I said, absolutely not. I would not be a co-conspirator to your bullshit. And I don't want to see those things because if they come knocking at my door, I ain't seen the motherfucking thing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? No, nothing about that there. I ain't heard nothing. I don't know nothing. It ain't my business and keep that fucking shit away from me. 1, 2, 3 on the clock. 10, 23 on the clock. That's something about the divine alignment. I'm trying to tell y'all something. It was 1, 2, 3 on my clock. Now it's 1:44 on my clock. And 10:23 on the kitchen clock. 1, 2, 3. You see what I'm saying? It's something about this alignment that's coming into the forefront, right? Woo wee! Somebody is in trouble. Somebody is about to get their back and ass whipped. Woof woof. I wouldn't want to be that there. We already went through our stuff and they didn't want to stop. They didn't want to stop. They told them leave them people alone over there. That person did the work. That person did what they were supposed to do. I don't know what else you want them to prove. I mean, I'm just saying you already got your foot on their back and their neck and you won't let up and you just gonna keep going. So now God gotta come in and God say, hey, come here, baby. I need you to put down your plate for the day. Put away your fork and them ribs and everything and stuff. And I need you to come to me. Come talk to me, right? And you say, God, what's happening? He said, oh, it don't matter what's happening. I need you to come over here. Let me take one of my wings, the true wing. But I need you to go do these things, right? And you say, okay, God, I'm going to do it. And the crack of the hell breaks open. The gates of hell, the ground break open for the demons who want to lose because the prince of the air caught that shit, right? Excuse my language, y'all. The prince of the air caught it. It caught what you said, you mumbled, when, right? Let me go back, y'all, because I keep getting lost in this thing because God is so awesome, y'all. He is such an awesome God. He is such an awesome God. Woo! I mean, beautiful. It's an awesome God, right? And so, y'all, this person, before I did the intimate thing, right, it was already on my mind. I finally found what went wrong. I finally found the wrong in you. Ooh. I finally found what went wrong. Hey! I finally found the wrong in you. Hey, that's my girl. And you think I went, and you think I went, and you think I went, hey, and you think I went, Y'all, that's my song, right? And so when I used to sing that song, right, I finally found what went wrong. Hey! I finally found the wrong in you. Right? When I used to sing that song, I would be pointing my finger, talking about them and them and them, right? And about how I'm doing the right thing, right? Because I found the wrong in them and I put myself first, right? Woo! Well, I'll be dang, right? But when I went into that intimate space with the Lord, y'all, that finger pointing went to me. Oh, shoot. Woo! Even when they did it, they ain't did nothing, right? They ain't did nothing, right? You needed them and they needed you. I used to sing that song with pride in my heart, talking about they did it to me. They all did it to me, Lord, they doing it, Lord, right? And when I sang that song, y'all was singing with my heart on my sleeve, and I was, and you think I went, hey, and you think I went, and you think I went, and you think I went, what? Somebody put that on. I finally found what went wrong. Hey! I finally found the wrong in you. You gotta get that cue just right? And I ain't all the way on the punch, but I'm on the punch, right? But anyways, y'all, I used to be singing that like everybody was a problem, right? They are the problem, even though they was doing stuff, even though they was a problem, right? But it was something that happened when when I did that intimate space with God, and that song came on, right? And I had heard this song in Seasons, right? Seasons. And it was like, the day I sang that song, right? It was like hitting me in my gut, uppercut. And I said, what's this? What I'm feeling, Lord? And he said, yeah, take back what the devil stole from me. And I rejoice today. And I rejoice today. I shall recover it all. And I rejoice today. I shall recover it all. See, when you walk it like you talk it, hey, walk it like you talk it, hey, walk it like you talk it, right? When you walk it like you talk it, right? You gotta walk it like you talk it, right? And so sometimes I go back and I listen to myself, right? And I'm like, but you ain't doing that though, right? You gotta correct it. It's okay, right? It is okay not to be okay. It's okay to not have it all together, right? And still talk that stuff, but correction, right? It's about correction, right? It don't matter what they doing. It don't matter, right? They can climb up the monkeys and the walls and the monkey, right? Y'all, so anyways, I want to talk about this situation, right? I still want to get on it. I'm gonna tap on it, right? I still want to talk on it, right? Let me go back for a second. I shall rejoice today. I shall recover it all. I was singing that in, was it the last video or the video before that, right? But God was showing me something, right? I kept saying, I'm gonna get it all back, right? Everything, right? But something took place in the house, right? After this intimate space with God as well, right? I want to lead it up to this, but I got to crisscross it, right? Because the way my brain be working. Y'all, the recovery, right? The recovery room, right? I was listening to a doctor. I was gonna call him a pastor. I think he's a pastor. Gavin Dees, Gavindees, right? And he was talking about how God, like there's a trick of Shaitan, right? There's a trick of Shaitan to be basically overly independent. Like he used a word for it. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but basically like to be able to sit in a space where you're taken care of by the Most High God, right? To be like overly independent. He used a word for it, right? And I wrote it down, but y'all got so much stuff written down. Nobody's came up this and pop back up out of the corners of the earth, right? Y'all stop playing with me. And so, right, I don't care what they steal, they're yours, right? One thing about it is, you is who you is, right? Authentic is authentic. They can't put it together like you do, babes. They can't do them nails like you do, babes. They can't shake like you do. They can't dance like you do. They can't do that hair like you do. They might be on point, but it's always something about you. It's that special type of curl you do. It's that special type of hug you give. It's that special type of beat to the tune of the music, right? It's a way something that you hear that they can't hear, right? They gotta tune your ears up another notch, right? And it was something that came across my phone about for real and about him putting that beat together. It was a beat for who was it for? It was a beat for Jay-Z. And it's something about his ears and what he hears. He was dropping that beat, right? And nobody else, when he was doing it, he was saying that he was doing it before he actually played the beat, right? And the average person would be looking at him like, what the heck is he doing? Like, that beat don't make sense what's coming out of his mouth, right? But when he dropped that mug, it's the tuning of his ears, right? It was something in his spirit that picked up that melody, that frequency, that something, right? Once he put it together, I forgot the name of the song, y'all. But it was something that he heard that nobody else could hear. But when he dropped it, right? He was doing a beat at first out of his mouth. I'm like, that sounds crazy. But when he dropped that, I'm like, oh man, that man got a beat out of it. He got a tune in his ears, like it's something in his soul. Just picked up the tune, it just vibrated. Y'all look like it vibrated across the galaxies and went to him, right? It was his though, right? And I never knew that he made that beat. So I like seeing little videos like that where you get to see the background of where things come from and, you know, how they put it together, right? And so I said, dang, right? If that's his gift, he's able to hear things other people can't hear, right? And I remember I had a cousin, right? And he used to be off the hook. And he used to be bad. Everybody said, he's so bad, I don't want to watch him, so he's so bad. And at this time, me and his mom, which was my auntie, who was best friends at the time. And like really, really close. So I thought. And anyways, he used to be off the hook. And everybody said, he's so bad, right? I'm like, he ain't bad. He just needs a little love, right? And so when I would go over, he'd be showing out. And I'd be like, you better sit down before I whoop your butt, right? Now he sees his mama, auntie, like, you know how we do with our baby. She used to get kind of like, you ain't gonna whip him, bitch. We gonna fight, right? Which that's mommy things, right? Something some people don't know nothing about, right? You gotta take things with a grain of salt. Even if they want you to feel some type of way about what it is they're doing, if she comes out of them over time, right? I said, I'm gonna whoop you. You better stop. I'm gonna whoop you. I'm gonna pop you. You better stop. Get down off here. Just stop doing it. Stop talking back, right? But she never like when he talk back and stuff like that. Like she'll step out of the way, like, okay, yeah, he need to be dealt with, right? But I think too because it's like when your child already got that name, everybody already saying that they just made that, right? Your child just named that, and I know because I'm a mommy, right? You go into self-defense mode, you want to warrior, mommy warrior mode. Until I grew, healed, and evolved, and I started figuring out that we are nothing but a portal, right? We are nothing but a mere portal to bring in that soul, and so it causes you to loosen up a lot more. And even though people might be still there, you let them have it, right? Because I understand what it's like to be right there. And so it ain't a bad thing. It's just that's what it is. Everybody's not meant to be on that path and that journey. You even understand, and so that's okay. And so, anyways, once he got older, right, he started to such a little handsome guy, right? He's a young man now, and he's such laid back now. It's just he's so different, right? He said, so one day, he's such a different kid than what he is, young man. He's just such a different young man than what he was then, right? He's such a hyper kid, and he's just creative, right? And I remember one time, once we got right, I remember one go back. I want to tell two stories from him. And so one time he was in the car and it was a beat. It was that drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. When it drop it like it's hot, but it's a ding and it go ding, 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 and it's another something in there, right? But he wasn't doing the rest of the beat, right? He was just doing the back part of it, right? The ding, ding. It was like a weird sound inside of this beat. If I'm not mistaken, it was that, right? And we listened to another song and he picked up another thing that was back in the back, right? Something nobody would pay attention to, right? This was many years ago, y'all. I don't know how the hell I remember this. And so he was in the car and I just noticed that he was not picking up on like the actual beat. He was picking up like the subtle things in the back, right? And nobody else would pay attention to. Only the people who had the glasses on for that, right? See, when people talk about the glasses, right? The spiritual glasses, and his glasses and ears and all these things for different things, depending on what it is you're supposed to be doing, right? And I just noticed that he picked up certain things about him that he picked up on certain things that nobody else would pay attention to, right? And so I said to her, I said, girl, you hear him back there? She said, girl, he do that all the time. And I said, you know what I'm talking about? And she said, yeah, how he doing the ding, 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 ding. And I said, yeah. I said, but how he know to pick up on it? Like, he was so little, right? And she was like, girl, just sitting there talking. And I'm like, you need to put him in something because it's somewhere he can tune to something or whatever because, he'll be good at that, right? And so many years later, right, once he became a little young adult, and one day I was sitting on the porch and I'm chilling and he come out there, I was sitting out there by myself. We had a funny gathering, most likely funeral, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all crazy, right? And he was sitting out there, he was like, he said, I always respected you, I always loved you. And I said, why is that? And he said, because you always, like, he said, even though everybody else was saying I was bad, he said, you always disciplined me, like, you always paid attention to me. And I said, what you mean? He said, like, when I was doing stuff, he said, somebody else was like, just, as a mother, right, even with myself, right, your kids start doing stuff, as mommies, we learn how to block them out, right? Okay, you over there flipping, okay? And you just learn how to be a mom and block them out, right? They be flipping through the house, you watching the whole TV series, don't even see them no more, right? Right, you watching, once you had kids, right? Y'all sleeping and talking at the same time. Once you had kids, right, and you just learn. Right, and I work with MRDD too, so I just learn like how to ignore it, right? Certain ways that you know how to tune, you know how to separate yourself from the noise, right? It used to be certain things where I got to MRDD, I say, oh no, hell, I had a weak stomach. So I know this is TMI, but it's like once you go into a field, right? You just know, like a person be having a full-on blowout, you be sitting there eat your cheeseburger and it would not bother you. But when you first start off, or if you never do it before, you'll be like, hell no, like you be ready to gag or what, everything else, right? You ready to pass out? Oh my God, what's going on? I gotta be right. But when you go into that field, right, it does something, right? Just like a bad kid. When your kids get this on their ass, you know how to tune their ass out. You know, like you go into a grocery store, right? You see that kid over there screaming and hollering, right? Some people, you gotta be like, damn, shut that damn child up, shut that kid the hell up, right? He's just showing his butt, Johnny Cochins, right? And you got those who you see walking through the store, it don't bother them, right? They be like, and you be like, how is that person over there shopping so easy? Like this child is screaming to the top of their lungs. Somebody get stuff stuck in his mouth, right? And somebody like, oh girl, she shouldn't be saying that, girl, she a kid beater, girl, she's all that's a plitter. My daughter didn't get no whoopings. One day my daughter said to me, mama, she said she got a tool with somebody and they said they was gonna do something to her, an adult. And she turned around and said, what makes you think you're gonna do something to me? And my mama ain't never even whooped me, right? I'll pop her or something, but as far as whoopings and all that stuff, hell no. And so I should have beat her. Should have beat her. But she's a good girl overall, right? All of our kids got some flaws and that's what it is, whatever. And so, what was I getting to? I was getting to another thing about, well, he was telling me that he was thankful for me and for me paying attention to him. He said, nobody else paid attention to me but you. And I'm like, damn, I just never would have thought, right? It kind of blew me back. And I'm like, I didn't have words for him. And I'm like, I love you. You always my cousin. He was like, no, but you actually paid me attention. He said, when I did stuff, he said, you was the only one stop what you was doing and turned around and started talking to me, right? You're the only one who got on me, right? Discipline. You told me to stop and you meant what you said. And he was like, my mom was saying that y'all would start fighting. He said, you was winning the fight, right? Yeah, he was cracking up. I said, stop, nigga. I said, stop. I said, sit, Joe. But see, I was raised on my dad's side of the family, which was my grandmother. And so, it's just certain things my granny did not play about. And I had no filter. It's just like, I'm old school. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of people feel some type of way because it's new school stuff. But man, back then, I said to my dad, right? I said, Dad, we might have got done certain ways when we was growing up, right? I said, but all of us turned out pretty okay. We all got our flaws. We all fucked up to an extent. Every last one of us. I said, but man, we ain't nothing like how they is today. Like the entitlement. I seen a kid, a young teenager who got pulled over by the police, and they were just like back talking to police. And I'm like, dude, we wouldn't have dared like the entitlement. But I could see the children was right. They was wrong in what it is, and they were just trying to correct them. And what it was, I know they had bad. Like the car smelled like ganja, right? And ganja. It smelled like ganja. They had bad tags on the car. It was like 3 or 4 kids in the car, something like the young teens. And they just pulled them over, and they could have took their ass and just took them straight down, right? And they got out the car as if they were just like right in their behavior, right? And the police like looking at them like, y'all serious right now, right? But it was just like the entitlement, right? And I'm like, oh man, we wouldn't have dared. Yes sir, no sir, right? But times have changed and we ain't there no more, right? just gotta go with the flow, say to yourself and keep it moving, right? Roll, mind your business, right? And then back in the days, like, you go out the house and next door, neighbors paid attention, people next to them paid attention, everybody paid attention. They used to call my granny, them kids ain't went to that swimming pool down that street, and them kids is down there at such and such house. Then you tell them go straight to the pool. My granny be putting up to that on that probe. Y'all, my granny had a probe, look like a Batmobile, and she be putting up, y'all be on the porch hiding, ducking and dodging, right? And she could hear a pin drop, and she be like, I know y'all up there on that porch, and she be looking dead at us, but we be somebody, one of us, right? Be like 5 or 6 of us, we be up on the porch hiding from her, going to get one of our friends to go swimming with us, and she be like, then I tell y'all go straight to that pool. I know y'all up here, I know y'all over here, and this and the other. She looking dead on the porch, y'all who was squatting all down behind the thing and all kind of stuff, right? But it always seemed like she was looking dead at us, like she knew, like she just knew, right? And anyways, y'all, it's just different. Times has really changed. And so, anyways, then they got so much more exposure than us too, right? We wasn't having all the internet. You know, you had internet stuff, but it wasn't like how it is now. We didn't have the different platforms and social medias and all that stuff, right? So when we had to go outside, we had to go out there and link up, right? Knocking on each other's door. But everybody watched everybody, but nobody got a line. No kids talk back to nobody parents, none of that, right? The whole block was lined up with a belt. Who what? Yeah, girl, I heard her down the street cussing, girl, like a sailor. Girl, get back in the house, go in the house, granny standing behind the door with 8 switches duct taped together. Miss Esther said that she heard you, all that cussing, right? Y'all, I should be a sailor still am. Ready to work on myself, work with me, twerk with me. But anyways, y'all, let me get back on the point where I was saying. So, when this individual, right, went all the way left field, came in the house, right, the last time, and said something about the fight that they got into. What if you did co-conspiracy to the bullshit? I said, absolutely not. And the third day when they came in, they said it, something clicked in my head, right? And all the things that I've been seeing taking place around me, something just clicked in my brain. And I said, hold on. I said, why would you said you got into a so-called fight 2 days ago. I said, you've been asking me every day since that day to go out with you. I said, you've been asking me every day since then to go out with you. I said, I would not be on the news channel. I said right to their face. I said, I would not be on the news channel. What type of skippity-pappy boo is this shit, right? What type of trick for the trade? What type of part of the trick is this, right? That you're playing with, right? Don't play in my face. And it was something about y'all that third time that they said it. And then try to force me to look at it. And I said, get away from me. Get away from me. You already bought me this $7 box. I said $9 box. Get away from me, right? And so, just slick, being slick. And so, y'all old school. I keep telling y'all that. I don't play them games. Go play with your mama and them. And so, these people cannot accept no, right? And it's deeper than what I'm saying. So, that person, that's petty, but I'm telling y'all it's deeper. Like, this is the same individual where I said, I don't really eat certain things, right? I named like 3 different things, and everything I said to eat, this person tried to sneak it to me, right? They tried to sneak it to me, right? One time I was like, I don't really like that Frosted water like that because it tastes so funny now, right? And I went to the store and I bought some Essentia, y'all like Essentia water. And this person, y'all, I bought the bottles with my own hard working money. And so the person, I had got up the first time, the person said, can you grab me some water? And I said, yes. And then the next time they got up, I said, grab me one of those bottles of Essentia, put some ice in the cup, put some water, and I have some water now too, right? And so they grabbed it, but yo, the person's so sick. I'm sitting in the front room, right, watching TV. I'm so zoned out on the TV that this person went and put the Frosted water in my cup, right? And I was like, what the hell? So when the person brought it to me, I sipped it and I threw it, right? Like on some real life fucking, y'all was dead serious. I've not drank Frosted water for years, right? Once they had that stuff going on, right, a couple hours away from me, and they said something was wrong with the water, that was it for me. But not only that, I had drank the bottle of water for so long that it just had such a strange taste to me at that point, the Frosted water. There's something wrong with the Frosted water, I'll drink it now, but at that time, I had to ease my way back up to it. When I first started drinking Frosted water, it would give me headaches as well. And so, it's not the point of water, right? Pure point blank, it's a point of what a person do, what be in people's brain, right? What be on their mind, right? And so, this person comes and hand me a cup of water, y'all, and I spit it out and start gagging. And I said, this is Frosted water. This person looked me dead in the face and said, that's not Frosted water. And you said that you don't drink Frosted water. Why would I do that? And I said, I told you to get water on my Essentia and put it in a damn cup with some ice. I said, why would you give me this damn Frosted water? And then you stand in my face with your grown ass and you lie, right? You lie, you a lie, your truth ain't in you. My granddad used to say, all you do is lie, 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 lie. All you do is lie. You're a lie, right? And so, this individual, y'all, I had to go on a whole rant about what this person did for this person to finally tell the truth, right? I said, I get up and I go in this kitchen, right? I have to treat him like a child. And I said, oh, I said, I gotta get up and go in this kitchen. And my Essentia water is not open. I mean, you won't have a whole brawl. You're gonna have a brawl out. And the person finally looked and started laughing. It was Frosted water. I just want to see, right? I want to see if you didn't drink it. Let me tell you something. I ain't gonna be a fat man's reason. At this point, this was the third time this person had did something like that, right? And you have to look at the deeper point, right? First time is like, okay. Second time, okay. Third time is bitch, is your ass. It's your ass, Mr. Postman, right? And the average person say, that's petty, right? But let me tell you something. If you tell me that you allergic to something, you don't like something, you don't do something, right? Why would I then turn around and give you or do something that you don't do or you said that you don't like? These are people that's beyond, this is not just testing your boundaries, you have to understand this. These are people, right, who watch you, who study you, who has jealousy, envy, greed, demons festering over them, right? And somebody would say, how would you get all that from that, right? Because it's not just about that situation, right? It's about all the things leading up to and adding up to, right? Before my granddad used to whoop my ass, right? And he had his paddle in his hand. He would say, and now I would just let it go. But it's all the things lead up to. It was all the things adding up to, lead up to. Now you went out there, huh? And you done did this and did that. But not only that, I left it alone. You went out there and did X, Y, and Z, right? And I'd be like, but this, that, and the other, right? And no, I'm whooping you this time. I got to whoop you. I got to whoop you, right? Because this is getting out of hand. Y'all not whenever you really doing nothing, right? If they would have just asked, but you know, that's old school. They ain't asking shit. Ask, cry now, laugh now, cry later. Shit, I ain't asking nothing. They said it, and you did it, and I know y'all had it, right? And so, it was things that took place in between time and meantime, right? What we call the red flags, right? Oh, that motherfucker should have been wearing a red flag all over them. You understand? Still to this day, blushing and everything, right? That motherfucker should have had on a full, I'm a red flag, walking t-shirt, right? With boots and everything, parading around in it. I'm a red flag, right? This is why you do not ignore the red flags, right? And so, it's not about that. It's about the principle, right? Yeah, I mean, it would be stuff like, I'll be like, that person might say something like, you want to go to the beach today? I might say, no, I'll go tomorrow. It's going to be a bit tomorrow. I got something to do today. I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, right? It'd be simple stuff like that. The person would be like, well, I planned a day for the beach, right? And I'll be like, well, I want to go to the beach today. I'm going to go tomorrow. Because I got things to do today. And I don't want it might be too much on me, right? Doing all that's overstimulating, right? And this person would say, but I wanted to go to the beach, and I went and got an extra paddle. I got an extra ski board and extra. I got an extra mask. I got an extra swimsuit. I got an extra. I got a hot dog for the beach. I went to got hot dogs today for the beach. I be like, but we can use it tomorrow. I want to go. Like, I'm not even joking, right? I can't get it. I'm not even joking. I'm not even playing games, right? Like, I'm dead serious. I'm dead ass. And I'd be like, no, we gonna go tomorrow, right? We can go tomorrow. I just cannot go today, right? I got things to do. I got stuff I gotta do. I got this to take care of. I got bills to handle. I got this. I got that, right? My child doing this and that. I got to go to school, check out this and that, do all this and that and everything and stuff, right? Just things, right? This person can never, I would watch this person going a whole plot and plan this thing, right? First, I wasn't noticing it until it became a bad habit. When I told, no, I have something to do that, I don't want to do that, right? And I'm talking about that simple, right? That simple. This person, well, I said it, I want to do it, you don't want to go. And then what this person would do is like, wait a week and be like, they would do something petty like a week later, right? Then I remember another time, right? I said, something is missing. My stuff is missing, right? This and this is missing, right? Like, genuinely concerned. Where's my stuff that I had this and that, put this over here and over here, and it's not there, right? And this person, I don't know, I ain't seen it. And this person will wait like a week or two, thinking I forgot, right? It became, I'm gonna say this again and again and again. You know it's bad. When it got so bad that it forces you to pay attention, right? It's like about 100th time. You're like, what the fuck? Hold on, man, right? These people think because they do politics that you're not gonna remember, Simba. That this person used to literally be like, oh, well, hold on, I'm trying to get my thing out of here. And I'll say something missing, right? And this person be like, well, I didn't see. I don't know. Yeah, something's always missing, right? Meanwhile, this person sold the whole house, right? Like, I'm not even joking. Where's my, right? I'm gonna teach you from learning that I did this to you. I'm gonna go out there and get my friends your credit card number so they can do something in your name, because I'm a con artist, I'm a scammer, right? I said something to this person, where's my, I didn't have it, something always missing, right? Something always missing. I said, yeah, the whole house is gone. What the fuck? Shit. Right? So I'll be like, right, y'all can't get out. So this and that missing, right? This and that's missing. And this person will wait like a week or two and say, oh, my stuff in the mice is missing. My glass is missing. Did you see this? Did you see that, right? And at first I didn't catch on, but it happened so many times before I finally looked up. I said, damn, you gonna keep waiting a week to say something yours missing after I say something mine missing, right? These are these emotional, intelligent vampires, right? Look you dead in your face, knowing what they're doing, right? Until come back and bite their ass, right? Bite them in the ass. I always tell y'all, right? I don't care where it is you go. Place, space, person, place, thing, relationship. One thing about it is you might not know because you're a new kid, right? You're a new person, right? But everybody else already know. Everybody around, they already heard about the town, they already know. They already know what people be about, but they never expect for you to figure out what it is that they're about, right? What they've been doing and everything and stuff. But some of these people don't understand that God got somebody to do the job. Somebody on the job, right? I'll teach you to tell me no. I'm going to sell your wig. I'm going to throw it out. I'm going to get your chain and show it to you in your face and say I bought it off the corner from a crackhead. And I'm like, that's like my chain that I bought on my son's birthday. That's not that. Yours right there. Yours right there said, no, that one is broken. That one is mine. That's not that. Oh, and the person said, I said, my chain had broken. I put it up and this person came out and said, oh, I bought this chain. It's broken. I gotta go get it fixed though. I bought this chain from a such and such down the street. I said, oh yeah. I'm gonna give it to my daughter and right? These are the people who take in children that are not theirs, right? These are the people who want to be baby daddies and baby mamas, right? They are aligned with toxicity. And these whores, these prostitutes, and these gangsters, right? They dog them all out and they cry out for help. I can feel your heart crying out for me. I can feel your heart, right? They go before the Lord, right? They forgot that they go before the Lord. That time they really got upset. That time, the last time that person came in and left them and went back out the house with their heart, soul, mind, body, and soul. And they God said, okay, I got somebody to do the job. But this person, oh shoot, you might get in trouble, right? This is my baby, right? My baby. He be down driving me crazy, right? And so, y'all, it's an ass whooping coming out the woodworks. I'm trying to tell you something, man. It's some ass whooping coming out the woodwork this season. These people don't know what hit them, right? And so these are people, they sabotage your work, right? You over there, you crush some chalk. And you go over there, you mold your chalk and put it in there, and the next thing you know, all the chalk broke up. You're like, where's let me do it again, because I ain't right. And you go back over there and they break up your chalk again. Right? They give people to your access to your phones and your internet and everything and stuff, so their friends can come up and they get a dope fiend baby mama who ain't their baby mama. Your social security numbers and your kids' social security numbers and y'all insurance cards and y'all, what is it? Y'all birth certificates to the dope fiend baby mama so they can run shit in your name, but they don't know the feds watching. I'll be first to tell the feds watching, right? Sitting in your face playing games at people through the back door. Hey, we should go to the beach today. I'm gonna unlock the back door. Let somebody in here to steal from you. That crackhead that did me wrong. That crackhead who did me wrong. We both on the same level. I finally figured out we both on the same level. Mentally, physically, emotionally. I know I cried out to God thinking I was better and I wanted better. But I found out that I wasn't no good and I want better. And so since you think that I think that you think you better, that we're gonna come and we're gonna take this from you and do that. And God like, nigga, I'm about to tear your ass up, baby. Don't worry about none of that stuff. I'm replacing triple fold. I told you to get rid of it anyways, right? Because a lot of times God already be speaking to you about what to do and not to do, right? Remember on one of my videos, I said, you be doing this, they be doing that, and they be like, dot. And I be like, I'm gonna go do this, I'm gonna do that. And then every time you turn around, I come to the kitchen, you in the kitchen, eat all the cereal and all the food. I mean, like every time you come to the kitchen, I'm in the kitchen, eating all the food, ain't no Hallmark, ain't no Chili's, ain't no Cheerios, ain't no nothing, right? And you went up in there, took all the Cheerios out the cabinet. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ. God, now where's my stuff? God said, God, I told you to worry about that things and everything. I told you one more fight in the dark, right? I remember I got to a place in space. I remember saying it. I said, God said, one more fight in the dark, right? Y'all was had a fight, right? You might lost a couple of battles, but you won the war, babes. You won the war, right? Okay, all right, right? And when they know that they really got right, there ain't no more putting no wood, no politics. They get the pulling tricks out the bag. They try to cover their tracks. They try to stop your shine, right? And they say, well, I'm caught doing all these things, and I did all to the last other people that came around me, and everybody already know that it's documented that I did all those things and everything and stuff. And so I'm gonna go get on the other side where all the people trying to work against you anyways, because I ain't no good. And but God was only trying to prove to you when you called out to him that you wasn't no good anyways. So he put the best person on the job to rip your ass apart because he knew you was gonna do it. But you don't cry over spilled milk, babes. Don't cry over spilled milk, babes. Now let's go back. And so, because God is going, when God sees you to do a job, I need you to understand that He is going to replenish you. You just have to know that He's going to replenish you, right? Stop crying, get up before I pop you. Get up before I pop you. And so, anyways, I'm like that friend, right? That when you got that, I watched the video, and it was one dude, and he was in there putting on homegirl all her clothes, y'all. He walked out there in her swimsuit, her little. He said, you know he ain't worth 2 pennies a quarter. And she said, but I think he's really good this time. He said, but last time he wasn't no good, and this time he ain't no good. Y'all, that just tickled me to tickle my fantasy, right? And he basically giving her real advice, but she be still like being hallucinating over how good this person is. They really horrible because the next time he's gonna do better. And so, anyway, y'all, this person, right? Y'all feel me because everybody been through it, right? God, I be like, God, there's no such thing. I'm not gonna go through things like that, right? And God be like, oh, but I need you to, right? I need you to, but I need you to know that I'm here with you, right? Annabelle, I need you to know that I'm here with you. Don't turn into Annabelle. Don't turn into Annabelle in the house, right? Don't come from under the bed and slice it. Don't dice it, right? That's what they want because they cowards never want to do it themselves. They want you to do it so they can flip the phone up and say, oh, look at them. They phone at them out because I stole all this stuff from them. I gave the crackhead baby mama away, my baby mama, all the information to use it, and I gave my homeboy her information to scam and hacking her stuff, and then they hacked the TV too, and so they play on their mind and they call crazy, never expect you to figure it out. Then thought they was gonna throw you in the trash. Bitch, please, God got something for all y'all asses. Y'all getting through in the trash. And so, anyways, oh Lord, it's so many people going through it. They just don't want to talk about it. Because they're still in the house, but I'm coming at y'all from the eye of the storm. I'm trying to tell y'all something. My one guy, he always say, coming at you from the eye of the storm. What's his name? Pluto. He said, you're still in the eye of the storm, y'all. I love him, right? I love him. And so, y'all, he be put it down, right? He do it real swift, real quick, and tell you what it is, what it ain't gonna be, and that's it. And you gotta get out of there. Because they find out all these things and everything and stuff. You be like, oh my God, Lord. Ooh, take my hand and get out of there. Ooh, but it's just not that easy. Because one day, y'all, I was the other day, right after I did this intimate act with God, right? Y'all, I'm skipping all over the place. And y'all, I literally took the dog table, right? And I set the first dog, set my oldest dog on the dog table, right? And when I set her on the dog table, y'all, she was like, calm. She knew she had been through it enough to know there was not going to be a fight, right? She was not going to win that fight. So she knows she want to fight, but she like, forget, because I ain't going to win this fight. She going to get me, right? And I was cutting their hair, y'all, doing their ponytails and all this stuff, right? Trying to get them all cute and everything because the weather's changing. I said, their hair got to get cut. I was taking it to this lady, but then when she was cutting her ponytail off, and I just was not on it. I kept saying, stop cutting my dog's ponytail off. I'm doing it myself. Because when you have to say something 3 times, it's your ass. I just told you that. The first, second, third, it's like, okay. First, second, it's like, okay. Ma'am, don't cut her hair off at the top of her head. And they got to the point I said, okay, the second time she understand what I'm saying. Maybe I'm not explaining this to her right. So I'm going to put her hair in the ponytail so she can... Y'all, the second time, I said, let me put this in a ponytail because she ain't understanding. And I put it in I ain't just put it in a ponytail that hang, y'all. I put it into a ball ponytail. You know, you take it and flip it, ponytail so the hair ain't hanging. Right? You flip it into a little ball. And y'all go get her and her hair is cut off again. She said, oh, I just trimmed it a little bit because it causes it to grow. Bitch, her hair gonna grow regardless. She's not human. She's a pup. And so, anyways, y'all, I said, okay, ma'am. I said, I don't want no trim. Listen to me, Linda. Listen to me, Linda. Listen to me, Linda. You're not listening, Linda. Oh shit, Linda, you're not listening. Listen to me, Linda. I want no problems, Linda. Listen to me. Listen, because I must explain this to you, right? I need to. You speak English. I speak English. You speak English. We all speak English, Linda. Linda, don't cut that dog hair no more. I put everything away from you, and you still cutting my dog hair. Linda, listen, Linda. I'm telling you, I don't want to be no shit, man. I'm trying to change. Y'all won't let me change. Y'all won't let me transform, man. Lord, they all think doing something, Jesus. They don't want me changing. Lord, the principalities, they all want me. They want me to take her and slam her. They want me to pick her up and body her. Oh, listen to me, Linda, please. I want to back this again, Lord. Listen, Linda. And she said, I'm listening. I said, do not cut the dog hair no more. This part right here, I put it away from you again. Do not. And I cut it. She said, well, I didn't cut it, but I sheared it. And I said, bitch, okay, we're done. We're done here. We're done, Linda. Okay. You got, her name is Nola. She looks like Bob, bitch. And I'm upset about this. She looks like Bob. And the lady did such a good job, but it's like, I want to go back to what I said in the beginning. Some people cannot stand no. Some people cannot stand boundaries, right? You are like the worst person in the world to hold the boundaries, right? Especially like when you come from an era of people pleasing, right? I was just this other lady, and she was my people pleasing, right? When you come from, oh, it's okay. Right? I see that one person that we can be like, it's all right, you know what? I just figured it out, right? Always that person. But it comes a point in your life where you get on your journey, right? You're healing, you're growing, you're evolving, right? And you start seeing that it's not okay, right? It's not okay if you say something and you see at this point, this is not you ain't hearing anything. This is not these people they're obsessed with you holding up your boundaries. They're obsessed with you putting a distance in between what you want, what you don't want. They're obsessed, and so anything is able to be twisted and manipulated, right? Even this conversation, people will find flaw and twist and manipulate and dip it because you talking about how you stood around about what they were doing and that nothing else, and they will be offended by you saying that you held your boundaries up against boundary crunchers, right? These are boundary manipulators, boundary attackers, boundary things. You always say something about the word Jesus, something about the name Jesus. It is the sweetest name I know. Hey, some people call me crazy, but I can't explain. The Holy Ghost is moving when I say His name, when I call your name. Hey, that's what He said, and it's the truth. But it's something about the name Jesus, and it's something about that word hell no, right? No. I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to go there, right? Do y'all know that the day I started saying no, I can almost about remember the date, time, hour that I said no because how bad it was, right? It's like the week, literally like the week I started saying no, I can remember. It slid off my tongue quite there like that property. Like David Chappelle said, it slid off my tongue. I liked that word. No, hell no. Y'all was practicing that and everything. Hell no. So no, hell no. Everything they said no with it, I was in love with it. No. Oh no, I don't like that. Oh no, you don't have to add that. Oh no, I don't want to go there. Oh no, we can't do that. Oh no, you can't have my grandchild. Oh no, we can't do that. No, I can't give you that. No. Just, oh no. No way, Jose. Oh no. Oh my God, honey, no. Oh no. Right? It was something about y'all was something about no, right? No, no, I don't want to go there. No, right? And I started with this one person, right? And they wasn't in my life that long, right? They asked me to go somewhere. I said, no, I'm not doing that. No, I don't want to go there. No. It's like they was waiting for me to explain myself after I said no, right? Like, you can at least explain yourself, right? And I'm like, no. I don't want to do that. No. I don't want to go there. No. We can fight somewhere else. Do you know this person called themselves trying to punish me because I said no to them? Y'all, it's some boundary pushers out there, right? And I had to literally cut this person, talk to him for like 2 months because I was so pissed off. I said, no, motherfucker. I said, no. Hell no, right? Don't try to slick me past it. I mean, all the way down to a movie, y'all. Something simple as a movie. Hey, I want to watch this. I watched this movie 20 years ago, and this was my favorite movie. Do you want to watch this? I already seen that movie too. No. This person was so bad that this person got to the point where they started, like, I'll be sitting there, right, and I might be on my phone, this person put on a movie, and they would try something at first, right? Everybody said, well, this looks good. I said, right? That looks good, put it on, whatever, right? I've just never been that person, right? And y'all, they doing all this, can we have access to this? Can we have access to that? Can we have access to this? No. And so, man with me. And so, this person put on the movie, right? And I had to check him. I'm like, hey, bro, hey, I don't know what kind of cake, ice cream, or icing you ate today where you bypass and coffee. Where you bypass what I said to you multiple times. They already watched that. Right? This simple. I'm giving that example. Like, no, seriously. Hey, I don't want to watch that. I figured you would want to watch this because it's an all-time favorite, all-time high, all-time this, all-time that. I'm like, hey, brother, you're not listening to me. I said, I don't want to watch that. The person get a whole attitude, right? But it boils down back to no, holding boundaries, not being a pleaser of others just because, right? And sometimes it has nothing to do with pleaser. Some people, right, you look at them and they look normal and you start digging deeper, right? And everything that's on somebody else, they always want to put it on you. Believe that, right? And they got people in between spaces and places, their family members, their friends, their people that they're dealing with on the side, right? There's use a home, sideline. Hey, do we take you out? Do we see your kids? No, because Sunday family day, get your together, you're making a fool of yourself. Who is that? Monica. Use a sideline. Hey. And I say, do we take you out? Do we fit your bill? No. Anyways, this person had an issue with me just saying simple things that I wanted, right? Simple, just simple. No, babe, I don't want to watch that. No, sweet, I don't want to watch that. No, friend, I don't want to watch that. No, I don't want. No, right? You figure out something else. Who do you think you are, Dalton? Who do you think? God, you'd be surprised. What is on somebody's mind, right? And I didn't know these things until, right? A lot of times you don't know, right? Until you have to deal with it, right? And sometimes you think that you have learned all you can learn about people, right? You know, you're never gonna learn. I mean, like, you think that you know, like, the fundamental foundations of human, right? Narc, good, bad, evil, right? Narc, good, bad, evil, somewhere in between. Overdid it? Yeah, you overdid it this time. Underdid it? Yeah, you underdid it this time. All right? But boy, I tell you, every time I think that guy has showed me something, woo, you be like, dang, that was bad, right? But then you go somewhere else, you be like, whoa. Like, that person, that was a thief, lie, cheat, right? But this one, a thief, lie, cheat, con artist, lie, mental, raw stuff, right? I mean, who thinks to themselves, you told me no about a movie. You told me you don't drink that, I'm going to put it in there. You don't eat that, I'm going to stick it in there and mix it in and think you're not going to figure it out. I'm going to do anything, but whole mind works like that, right? That's not even sociopathic. I don't know what that is, Lord. But, y'all didn't know people did shit like that, right? That shit stemmed from childhood, right? That's just, he got one Kool-Aid to be. He got one Kool-Aid to be. And mama like, just take the Kool-Aid, get some more. It's too late. He got one Kool-Aid to be. His inch taller than mine. His cell is by a centimeter, 3/4 of an inch. Ooh, mama, do you love me? Boy, get that damn Kool-Aid out the refrigerator and pour some more Kool-Aid, boy. Fill your cup up to the rim, get your 2-3 cups. Mama, do you love me? Place no one above me, mama. And they be hating their mamas like hell. Come here, Sharon. You come here, Sharon. You like, whoa, bro. You went too far. You back up, calm down, man. You red all in the face, man. Calm down, no problem. You come here. You're just like Sharon. I don't know who Sharon is, man, but you need to calm down, man. My mother. I'm like, oh shit, bro. You all riled up, right? I never knew her name was Sharon, but on a good day I call her this, on a bad day I call her that. And you're Sharon right now. You're the bad one. You're like, oh shit. I'm like, oh. And so y'all be clowning, don't I? I'll be clowning. Who she think she is? I want to see about you. I got money. Oh God, that's what floats your boat, brother. Sister. God, stuff out of the scene, like, it be blowing me, right? It be new every time. I be like, God, what is this? God be like, he gotta be up there laughing at me, right? Gotta be in the things, all things, and everything stuff, right? They say he omni, right? And so, y'all, the Lord is something else, right? He gotta be up there laughing like, y'all, she thinks she's seen it, right? She thinks she's seen it, right? Dog, you ain't seen it. Let me take you over here, Ezekiel style, right? I'm like, oh man, what is this? Right? What's that? Ooh, I ain't never seen that. I know. See, everybody think they ready for a thing, right? Just because you evil, underhanded, tackle, sneaky, conniving, cutthroat, right? And whatever it is, it's always gutter down, right, to the barrel, right to the barrel. Son, you can feel like you all those things, boy, until you run into something deeper and darker than you. And every time I think God takes me down the rabbit hole, Alice in Wonderland style, right, come back out learning something new. Remember when she came out of there, she thought she learned it all. She said, forget it, I ain't doing none of that. She went on these travels, right? She went on all the travels, right? She's like, I think I learned something. I seen a whole other dimension. Ooh, wait a minute. I think I left my consciousness in the 6th dimension. Ooh, wait a minute. Here, more, get the fruit. Down here playing game with the fruit. Fruit of the tree. Adam and Eve style. And so, y'all, she went on a voyage. She went on a adventure. Y'all, for some reason, I was outside today. And I was seeing that was going on the bear hunt. Y'all, anyways. Y'all, I don't know which way to go with, right? Because it'd be too much I done seen, y'all. I done seen men with bald heads, right? With tattoos all over their face, down at the gas station, almost 1 o'clock in the morning, looking at me, walking in a set of threes, staring back at me. I should have said, look back at you for what? I'm trying to concentrate on busting me a kind of green neck bone. What? They was walking in tandem, right? They was synchronized with a walk. And I looked over, right? I'm like, what is they doing, man? I walked out the gas station. Y'all, I don't know, like some type of brotherhood or something, right? The dude had tattoos. He was like bald. He had tattoos all on his face. and all on his arms, right? But nobody knew that I was leaving at this time, right? And there was another guy standing behind me with a white pickup truck, and it was this person that was parked in the back of me, right? It was like on the side of me, right? Where the gas one was, he was right on the other side of me. And I got all the places you could have parked is that you park on the other side of me, right? This looked strange, weird, and peculiar. But when I was walking out the gas station, right, I said I'm gonna get me a frappe, right? I want to get a frappe from McDonald's. When I looked down at the gas tank, I said this is on E, right? Under E. So I went into the McDonald's parking lot. First I went to the McDonald's, right? I left out of the house, right? I'm saying all this because all this stuff is attached to this person, right? And they all try to hide it back of somebody else, right? Because anybody knew that the last person I dealt with, right, my ex, he was horrible. And so he was trying to hide in the back of what the ex was doing, right? Thinking that wasn't nobody gonna figure out what was going on. What's going on, right? And when you start figuring out what's going on and what all they have done, they figure that you're gonna be their picker up or they're gonna clean you out. You're gonna clean me out, you do nothing to me, right? And so these people have done so much, right? Ran stuff in your name, doing stuff on your name, being got their family involved in it, right? They try to clean up the mess. This is the person. These are people who always make a mess, right? And they always gotta clean up your mess, right? And so, y'all, when I left out of the house, it was certain strange occurrences, right? That was going on. And I just kept it to myself, including seeing that girl got off her platform in that red coat thingy. She had a red coat thingy around her thing. I didn't know who she was. But when I said that she was from the way I said that, right? She was one of the leader people at that thing. She thought I didn't remember her, who stood up on that platform with all them so-called followers, right, up there playing these games, right? And speaking my name and people named it from my past and her work, and she think I remember her. She got down on the platform because she don't show her face and she went into that store, y'all. This is all within that same week or two, within that time frame, all this stuff that took place, right? And so I gotta go back to what I was saying. I can keep rambling on, but I'm not gonna say what was going on. And so, anyways, I guess she thought she was casting something toward me. I don't know, but whatever she did, about to tear her ass up. I want you to know that they're not there. I don't know who they playing with. These are people who've been after us before we even knew who after us was. These are people that was coming after some of you guys when you guys had your head down on the grind, mind your business, right? And that's what God showed you. You gotta be careful who you're pushing up, right? Because there's always somebody lurking in the background in the bottom trying to figure out who you is. And you might comment on their stuff and say, hello, I love your work or something like that, or you something you saying resonate or I agree with what you're saying. Then people go and scroll and see who it is, right? Who's the threat. And they start on you before you even start on who and what you are, right? But they didn't know. They didn't know that they were part of that collection. They didn't know it was part of that judgment. They didn't know. So they come for you, right? God, everything be the divine alignment. I said 1, 2, 3, right? It was 10:23 on the clock and it was 1, 2, 3 on the clock. On the other clock. And so then I looked up, I seen 144. But anyways, y'all, so within that same week of me seeing her playing games, she thought I wasn't gonna know who she was because she don't show her face on that platform. When I said what I said. Storage food. Y'all storage food when I can talk about the retaliation, right? When I said that, right? When this individual said they got into that bar fight, right? They wanted it to look staged. They wanted it to look normal, right? To the naked eye, to the news station, to the people on the outside, it would have looked like this individual just got into a regular bar fight. And a day or two later, he went out with his friend or his people or whatever, right? To him, right? And they would be like, oh, well, he got into a bar fight 2 days prior. And they just retaliated on the girlfriend because they knew he really loved her, right? Meanwhile, it's all staged, the fight was staged and all of it, right? You got to be careful, right? These people get snuck up on in the background and they ride their head, right? They find things on them to clip him by the balls, right? And have him by the balls, right? They say, if you don't do this, we're going to do that. We're going to put up this, we're going to put up that. We're going to tell the world that this, that, the other, right? It's staging. And you got to ask yourself, who the F are you, right? Who the hell is you for these people to feel so bold and so brave? Like, you and nobody, ain't nobody gonna mess with nobody, right? Nobody's not gonna mess with nobody. So you gotta start asking yourself, who the hell is you for one to stage an incident like that, right? And like I said, to the naked eye, it would look like, right? It would look like it was just a random. They got into a bar fight 2 days prior, and she went out with her people 2 days later, and they can't retaliate on their people because they really cared about her, he really loved her, and they retaliated against her, even though she had nothing to do with it. And, you know, they act like you gotta be careful with these people that's joining these groups and stuff and whatever it is that they're doing, and they say you gotta do it to the person that you love, right? And so they go out here and they forge fake relationships and put on these, and they go out here to these different places and say, oh, I just love her so much, I just love him so much, I just love him, blah, 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 blah. They overuse the word love, blah, 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 blah. They say I'm just such a good guy, a good person, a good girl, blah, 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 blah. And they go out to different places and spaces and between the spaces and they say, yeah, they at home, they're just such a good person, they're just such a, and I really love them, I love them, oh, man, I love you, I love you, I love. And so y'all, I'm gonna have to tie it all in. But anyways, y'all, so anyways, I was saying that this individual, right? I had to go back to what I said about when they came in the house and said, oh, we should really go do this, we should really go do that. We're just overly joy, overly happy. Then they come back up about the situation about the fight again, right? And I was like, first I want to go off, like, what the hell is going on? Like, why did you keep telling me about this? I told you I want to see that, but something in me clicked, right? And I turned around and said to this person right in their face, I said, let me tell you something. I said, no, I would not be going nowhere with you. I said, then you just said out your mouth several times you just got into a fight. I said, that is so out of your character, it just not making sense. I said, but no, I would not be the one talking about she will be missed on the news station, right? And what are you talking about? I said, you heard what I said? I said, if somebody get into a fight with somebody, so-called got into a fight, right? And I said my exact words. I said, somebody so-called got into a fight, right? And why would you want somebody, why would you that person potentially retaliate and hurt that person, right? Oh, well, no, because everybody knows this. And it just didn't make no sense what this person was saying, right? It doesn't even add what their character was so out of line. And I was like, well, I said, no, I can't be the one on the news station. They talking about they carrying her around on a body bag, right? Stretcher or whatever else. I said, they be on there talking about, oh, he really loved her, and she this and that, and she just got caught in the crossfire, right? And I just seen a look on this person's face, like, oh my God, how does she know? How would they know? How would they know? How would anybody know, right? I said, you know, people love that look, right? Get into a fight, a couple days later, somebody come back and retaliate, and you in the crossfire, and you was one love, but you ain't get hit, right? But you always say that, it's always like that too. The person who actually did the thing never get hurt, is the person who is the innocent bystander, right? And so, no, I don't want to pick those type of shots, but no, but I sat down, I kept doing my video, right? But I could see, right, when I kept my video, I didn't pay attention to right in there, but this person was in all shock, like, oh my God, how the fuck did she know it, right? And so the next thing started up, right? The next plot plan started up. And so the next plot plan was, oh, she's crazy, right? And this person ended up calling for a child to come over here, their child, that is not their child to come over, right? This child they got custody of, to come over, right? And she stayed here with me for a couple of days, and we see all kinds of tricks and trades for the partner trick, right? And so the one day I walk out, and I go to the car, and I went to the store down the street, and when I go, I come back, and I hit a U-turn to the street because the way my driveway is, right? And so I hit a U-turn to the street when I come back, and I see like, when I'm hitting a U-turn, I see like 4 or 5 girls in the car, right? They all staring at me. I'm like, oh, okay, right? I go head back and come to my house, right? But at this time, his daughter was up, and she's looking at the camera, she's watching, she's like, here's what's the story. I'm like, yeah, girl. Now, the average person will be like, oh, they're cheating, they're this, it's a girl putting up out here, right? It wasn't that. It was like tricks for the trades and trades for the trick, right? It was like I kept seeing multiple things leading up to these incidents, right? And so one of the first things, right, I got a message from this. I use an app, right? And on this app, they got doctors on this particular app that I use. that they all of a sudden got commercials for. Let's name that, right? And so they send me an email. They say, hey, could you look over your medication list and tell us what medications are that you're taking, right? For one, I go through y'all. Y'all see me once a month. Y'all know what I take. I take two things from them, which is my medication, my actual medication, and then I also get a nicotine chewing gum from them that I do not like. I hate. And so I see that on there is a medicine on it, right? And at first I would just hit the button for yes, right? These are my medications. But something said no. Take your time. What's still rush, right? Actually look at the medication on it, right? They had it all mumbled and jumbled up, so you're gonna be able to, a person looking at that was like, what the fuck am I looking at, right? It was all of it was like all together, right? Nothing separated, which was perfectly done, right? And so let's go back when I said that I was talking to the family member. And she was like, oh, you need some help. Something's wrong with you, right? I mean, but what we was talking about, none of that even made sense in what she was saying. Like, for her to even throw that in there, it just didn't even line up with what we was even talking about. The argument, the debate, whatever it was, me just being upset with her or whatever, it did not line up with what it was, right? What didn't line up, right? I said, what the fuck is she talking about, right? And I went to go off on something she said, just shut up, right? And this comes from a person who then had help multiple times, right? Mental help multiple times, and I helped them through their hard times. So it really blew me that this person even said something like this to me, that I've like woosah through their moments, right? Like bad moments with their health, their mental health. And so once I go with this person, I see the other person in the house, we jump up and run downstairs and get on their phone, right? I mean, it's just, like, really, come on now. And so I checked this person, right? And so this is when the tricks of the trade, right? It was already going on, but they ramped it up, right? And so when I said something about the people in front of the house, right? I said, that girl just came in front of the house, right? And then the daughter said, and then when we left, somebody went down the alleyway like they was going to chase us. She was so scared she grabbed the brick, right? And so I'm like, what the hell going on, right? But at this point, I'm not putting two and two together. And what's even worse, y'all, is that I'm telling you, it was like the gates of hell cracked open. I'm not even bullcrapping, y'all. This was at a time where I was in an intimate space with the Most High, right? I had whispered to myself what I was going to do that day before, and I started it. And y'all, I'm bullcrapping. It's like all type of tricks came out of sleeves, shoes. It's like the ground cracked open and something crawled out of the pits of hell to come out after me. I'm not even joking, right? And I just kept saying my prayer, y'all. And what's even worse is that in this time frame, I felt a little bit weird, right? And I'm like, I don't know if it was the purging of it or whatever. And so I made sure to drink my water and do certain things. And so I'm gonna go see if I got these dogs. Dogs outside. Come on, ladies. I go back in. And so, yeah, it's like literally like a piece of hell cracked open, right? Nobody knew that I was doing this thing, right? And so it was like the best and the worst thing happened all at the same time. It was like a clarity on top of a clarity on top of the actions. It's like no more denying, right? When you got denying, when you keep denying what God keeps showing you about individuals around you, right? You cannot no longer deny what you see, right? And so what it is, right? And it was just crazy that it was so happening at this time. It was like something in this, y'all, anybody gonna tell me that there ain't no spirit, and like gonna tell me there ain't no hell, and I ain't gonna say hell, good, evil, devil, God. Nobody's gonna tell me because what I seen, what I experienced in that time. Yo, there ain't no way that all of this took place all in one, right? It was like whatever it was that needed to come towards me, God let it come. And it came full force. I mean, out the hats of the rocket. I'm telling y'all, I don't even explain it. And so she's explaining to him, this is going on, right? She's saying, I'm not even saying nothing this time. I said what I said about the car, right? When I got out the car and I seen the people, when I hit the U-turn to the car, and the next thing she hit the U-turn. And y'all forgot to hit the U-turn. The little girl said to me, you remember yesterday when you got up, you hit that U-turn in the middle of the street? I watched you on the camera. She said, now that girl in the car hit the U-turn. And they started coming down the alleyway. I mean, all kinds of stuff. Y'all with the back of the car, like, who you chase? I'm not one of those. You're not going to chase me out. It won't be. She came out the alleyway, but she was in the car with the same people, right? And she thought that she was going to, the first day she came, she was in the car with like 3 girls and a guy who looked like a girl. Then the next day, she came by herself and she was in a different car and she had used a silver car. She had U-turned to the street, right? What's even crazier, y'all, people kept getting pulled over in different cars in front of my house, right? Like the police was already on it. I don't know what the hell they know that. I don't know. But after that, right? This when the car go down the alleyway. And so all this going on back to back, and all 3 days that I'm doing this intimate act with the Most High, right? It's 333 on the clock right now. And so all this going on, right? And then I'm seeing certain things. I'm seeing the dudes within that same week, right? It's the dudes, 3 dudes walking together. They got tattoos. The one dude in the middle, he was bald, and he had tattoos all over his face and his head and all this stuff, right? And I'm like, what the hell am I looking at? That same week, I seen the girl who came off her platform, right? And she was wearing like this red cloak thing around her. And she walked around one side of the store, and then went on here, came back around the store, and came in the inside. And then we got the family member on the phone. I kind of went off on her. Y'all nothing crazy. Just kind of was irritated, right? Like, damn, I'm there when you need to be at every given time, right? And you can't even be there like that, right? And so it wasn't even nothing major. And so this person said, oh, you need to go get some help, right? It just nothing, y'all, nothing in line. And so then when I checked this individual about their movement, I'm like, what's going on? I just hung up with this person, and I asked you something. You getting all loud and shit. What's going on, right? It's like they plans was crumbling right in front of them. But whatever this intimate act I did with God, it's like it was fumbling. Like something, yo, they don't tell y'all about the intimate acts with God, right? The fasting. I didn't already say it, right? But the fasting, y'all, it does something, right? It does something. It's like whatever. It's like God, only God knew, right? It was a divine alignment. Only God knew what was going on. And at that time when he said to do that, right? I came across that same pastor, and he was saying something about do this fast, right? And I said, it's already been on my heart. I already been telling me to do this, right? I need to stop playing. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. And so, and what's so crazy is I don't even watch him. Gavin Dees, I don't watch him like that. He popped up on my phone and he was talking about he was going to do a 21-day fast, and for us to do a 3-day fast, right? And I said, I'm just go ahead and do it. I'm gonna stop playing, right? And it was a weekend anyway. I said, well, I ain't gotta do too much to do. I can sit, I can chill, right? I can go through the motions. I'm gonna do this fast, right? And oh my God, it was so much that took place. I don't know where to begin or end. The things that I seen, right? The things, the movement, the involvement, the people who was moving around, right? And it was so crazy that all of them kept look. Then I had, let me go back. The place where the app I go through, I got a doctor I've been going to for over 10 years, 10 plus years. I got an OBGYN I've been going to for 10 plus years, right? If I need anything, I'm gonna go to somebody who I've been around a long time. I'm not gonna go through no app that I've only been with for a year or two and tell them anything intimate and personal about me, right? And this app, when they sent me this email, they said, we need to check your medications, right? All of it was games, but nothing was coming to fruition. This fast was just in time, right? And so, when I looked at the medication, I'm like, what is this medication that started with E? Something said, look up the medication. Don't just roll past and say, yes, this is your list, because that's not your list. It's too many things on this. They got all these words mixed together. They don't got no separation, no space in between, nothing, right? They purposely did it like that. And so when I look at the list, I'm like, let me go back and look at this medicine. What is this? And when I typed it in, it said for severe depression, right? And I said severe depression. It ain't say for regular depression, could treat depression. You know, some medicines, like I had my doctor gave me this medicine for sleep. And the medication for, like, it can be used for several things. It can be used for depression, it can be used for sleep, it can be used to get your sleep pattern to work, it can be used for multiple different things. It's a certain medication that my doctor gave me some time back, right? But I told myself I would stay up all night, right? Everybody around me know these things about me, that I stay up, this, that, and the other, right? And at this time I was trying to change my work schedule, right? I didn't want to work. I said I need to start trying to work at least first shift. I can't keep doing this second and third shift no more, right? I'm getting older, I got a grandbaby and all this stuff, right? I want to spend time with my family. When you get older, your your value changes a little bit, right? What you cherish, it changes a little bit. Your time, you cherish a little bit more when you start doing your healing and your growing, right? You cherish the things around you, right? A little bit more, and you learn how to know I can't do that because it's interfering with this and that, right? We grown. And so we gotta work. When you're dealing with any type of job or anything you want to do, works for the both of you guys, right? And so you try to meet in the middle, right? They say you want to work first, second, or third. And I said, well, I've been doing third, second for a long time. I've been doing third for a long time. I ain't doing third in a long time, but I'm stuck on the third. So I've been like this since a child, right? Been up all night. And I said, I want to do first, right? Yo, when I went to my doctor a while back and I told him, like, hey, I want to switch my schedule, I'm gonna be able to sleep. And he said, what are you doing? Drinking coffee, right? We already know these things, right? And we laugh about all these things. He said, well, I'm gonna give you this, and I don't want to give you this one because this one you gotta wing yourself off that. And, you know, he go over everything that I need, how I need to do it, and all these things, right? And what he gonna give me, what he ain't gonna give me, right? And what the possible things is, he don't know, he might not know about all of it, but whatever works that he uses, that he likes to get, you know, that he give different people for whatever reason. And so this, when I looked up and seen that this place, stop, Nolan, Minnie, had a medication on there for severe depression starting with E. And I messaged him, I said, what is, shut up, Nolan, Minnie. I said, what is this medicine on here that starts with E, right? And they never messaged me back, but meanwhile, they kept messaging me back and forth. Shut up, Minnie. They kept messaging me back and forth. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Why is they message me back and forth? But when I say something about that, when they stop messaging, but check this out, y'all. The thread that we was messaging on completely disappeared, right? Thought they was gonna fuck with my mind, but they didn't know that I got y'all. Everybody think they smarter than fifth grader. You're not, right? They thought it was. So if I said something, like, you're crazy. That didn't happen. I got something for your ass, fam. I got something for your motherfucking ass. Whamma. I'm telling you, right? Y'all like my mom. She's like, I'm telling you, right? I'm telling you. And so I'm seeing this person saying this, I'm seeing that person saying that. I'm watching everything that's going around, right? And so when I seen this video, right, God was already calling me to do this thing, this intimate act, right? Also, what I want to say as well is that, for one, I'm not going to use no app that I'm using, right, to talk to nobody about nothing like that, something like that was ever going on. For one, I don't got no type of depression, never had depression in my life, never been diagnosed with it, never none of that, right? But when you're dealing with that type of stuff, your doctor don't just look at you and declare you depressive, right? It has to be a history of that behavior. And so, therefore, for an app that you're using to sneak something like that on there, that's somebody in the inside being paid. But who is in the inside being funded and paid like that to do such a thing? And what is you hacking it to? You're hacking to my phone, soon to my phone, you're getting in contact, they doing all this different stuff, right? And so what's crazy is that it was two black women called me, right? And I knew something wasn't right because I don't talk to black people when it's all Caucasians. And I'm not trying to be funny, but it's the truth, right? And so I feel like somebody had hacked into my phone and then did something with their system and collided their system together, because the thread completely disappeared, and another lady ended up answering me, and she was like, oh no, that's not this and this and the other. But she was like trying to figure out what I was talking about, like she had one who was messaging me, right? And so we ended up getting straight out. But something was definitely wrong. So who the fuck hacked into my phone, right? And seeing what's absence on my phone and contact this actor did something where they tied this and this together, right? Then she tried to say, oh, we might have to discharge you because we tried to reach out to you about this bill. And I said, what bill? I got no bill, I got insurance, right? And she was like, oh, it's a bill of $500 something. I said, ma'am, I said, for one, how long goes that bill? I've been with y'all for how long? That bill was over a year old, for one. I said, for two, y'all should have ran that through that insurance. I said, it only took not even 30 days for me to get my insurance back on. I said, that should have been ran through that insurance. And why are you calling me, right? But it was a black girl. She just said, oh, what's your name again? We were playing games, right? And then she tried to act like she was transferring to another person. It was another black girl. But it sounded like two people from the platforms that I listened to, right? These two women that I've been talking about, these sellouts, right? And I said, there ain't no black women that work inside of that, inside of there like that. It's only when I speak to people that a lot of times they're Caucasians. I think I spoke to, when I first started this place, I spoke to a black man one time, right? These are people who are doing stuff, right? They are going to date people in certain positions, right? I was listening to this other lady, and she was so even crazier is that the lady that I was calling out and saying what I was saying, I just didn't say her name. I'm about a verge away from saying that her name, right? I didn't even have to. God said, just be careful, just be careful and humble yourself. I got you, right? I always tell y'all, when you have to go swinging, God already taken care of you, babes. And I will crap y'all not. This same woman that I was speaking on, who I've been speaking on, who's on these platforms, causing problems, speaking my messages inside their stuff, being vindictive, being taunting, being targeting, right? Playing motherfucking games. It was another woman on her platform speaking, and she said her name out loud. She didn't give a damn. And she said her name several times, and how much this girl is a problem, and how she's intertwined with this and that, and how this girl had brought certain people out of jealousy to other people's attention, right? And said that we was such a problem, right? And I said, this lady is not lying. She's not lying about nothing she's saying. This woman don't know me from a goddamn can in the paint. There's no way in the hell that I'm talking about this woman and I've seen what the hell she's doing, right? And she think because she don't show her face, I'm not gonna know who she is, right? And she stays in my same whole time. She didn't travel here, right? She's staying for a time. And so, anyways, she came inside that store. She thought I'm gonna know who she was. I bind, block, and rebuke her and twist her ass up because I ain't playing with none of y'all. You ain't gonna come off no platform and come messing with me, right? These are big back bullies, right? They think they're gonna play games. They think you're not gonna recognize them who they are, right? One thing about you, when you're in the spirit at all times, God is gonna point out who the problem is. God is gonna show you, right? Even when people try to cloak themselves and make you think that you can't see them, and they go run back on their platform to our angle and what everybody else doing. No, you're a problem. You're gonna be dealt with. I said what I said. I said you won't be dealt with. I said the Most High God is coming to see you. I said what I said. And so, anyways, y'all, it be too much for y'all be looking like, what the hell, right? You just can't even be surprised at it anymore. What people do, there's no surprise in what people are doing, right? It's so much stuff after the other. And they think because they think that if they overwhelm you, right, with the bullshit, you're like, oh, what's happening? It's happening to me. It's happening to me. Oh my God, no, don't. What's happening? They're all around. There's people coming over here doing this. There's people over there doing that. There's people coming to the house doing this and that, these things and everything and stuff, right? They think that you're gonna be working in the state of panic. But see, y'all, it's something that happened. These people fucked up. It's something that happened in that time frame, right? When that person went down there to that store, right? When I seen that girl at that store with that red cover around her, and then I seen the guys down at the gas station look like they came from somewhere out of the gutter, right? And then I'm watching somebody going back and forth past my damn house, and there's other things that took place in between there, right? And I'm talking to this individual, is you all right? Is you all right? Is something all right? Is you good mentally? Is something going on up there mentally, right? And then you watch somebody slide depressive medicine, right? And so God said, look at the pattern, look at what they're doing, look at this, look at that, right? God, point me out, go in there, Ezekiel, do this, Ezekiel, right? I'm like looking at it like, what's this, God, what's that, right? And at first I was upset about it, right? I was so upset, I'm like, what the fuck? I know the bitch put up outside my goddamn house, I'm gonna smack that motherfucker and this motherfucker, right? I don't do the drama, right? I don't do that, man. Whatever you do, go over there and do that shit. Nigga, I don't care who you dealing with, go over there and do that shit, right? But a lot of people know that you don't care. A lot of people know that we don't care about stuff like that. And they watch you, they study you, they try to watch you, see how you tick, right? They know, don't disrespect me, I'm not gonna disrespect you, right? But then they go and press your boundaries, and then when you respond to it, you the monster, right? Oh, then we get the camera of you going to fuck off on me. But see what they do is they manipulate manipulate the viewer's perspective, right? So they're not going to put a video up there, the whole thing, and why you want to fuck off. They want to put the video up in the. So we had, once me and the little girl pointed out about the person going around this house playing games, right? And the person said, you are right, you right. I said, how you ask me am I right, but you leave your child in the house with me, right? It was a double-edged sword, right? I said, they lay out they lay out a trap for you, and it's your father. That's exactly what it's called. That's exactly what that is, right? They never break it down. They never break it down what that means, right? That your enemies will set out a trap and they will fall into their own traps, right? People will stay in the and they just keep falling in it like they don't believe that means reason. I said that they ain't in the Lord, they ain't in the Lord, they ain't in the Lord, because they smack me. Yep, I said it. For one, we are all healing at our own rate, right? For two, ain't nobody better than nobody, right? Everybody's out here trying to grind. Everybody out here trying to figure out something. Everybody out here trying to do something. Everybody out trying to figure out the next best thing to do, right? Everybody trying to occupy their time, right? We in a time and an age. We are in a golden age, really, because back in, even just some years ago, we couldn't do this stuff that we doing now, getting online and making money and doing all this stuff, right? I ain't making nothing, right? I don't get nothing from nothing I post, right? They block everything that I do, but they steal it and they want to implement it and being big bag bullies. But I don't care about none of that because it's always somebody who need a word. And somebody need to understand. It's always somebody who need to understand what's happening around them, right? Don't let nobody bully you into nothing, like doing these scare tactics. We're coming out the closet. We're going to bear hunt. They're coming after you. I mean, I guess, that's what you're doing. I mean, that's what your time consists of. I mean, I'm just saying, right? And I'm turning right back around to my blah, blah, blah. What's up? I mean, what's going on? You need a hug. You need a hug. Everybody needs a hug. Everybody need a hug. Everybody. Oh my God. You're so upset. You need to calm down and you need to get yourself together, right? People do things and they think that, oh, you're so healed. Let's do this thing to you. You're so healed. Let's do this to you and see how you respond. And we're going to get you like this. I mean, I guess that's how you feel if I smack your motherfucking ass. But who said to say that you said that God said, we all said that you're going to come out of there playing like that, though? You know what I mean? Burn. See, everybody want to poke the bear. Poke the bear, but who's to say that you won't get to see the other day? Poke the bear, right? Everybody want to play. Everybody, we sit on our thrones. If you don't see people out here somebody on the throne, you're not on the throne. Anytime you do that, anytime. You're not an empress, you're not none of that. Anytime you are that intimidated to the point you came out your house and try to figure out where somebody stay at, and you call the family on their phone like you're 2 years old. That shit motherfuckers did in high school. That's some shit that motherfuckers did over a man in high school. Like, where is they doing that at? Where a person just come out of their house and try to confine you because you something better and ain't better, and I said that I'm this and I'm that. No, you're gonna be dealt with, right? I'm the one that God loves, right? God loves all of us, right? But you can't go out here thinking you're going to do something to somebody. You already been out here doing something to somebody and stuff to people. Why people didn't make it where they were trying to go to, y'all thought y'all was going to block them. I'm the right one for y'all stuff. I'm the right one for it. And guess what? I ain't going to do nothing. I'm going to let God deal with y'all. See, it's something about my Father, art in heaven. Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Somebody ain't hear that right. I need to repeat it. You understand? When you sit on your throne, you ain't got to get down and get low like nobody. That's why I need y'all to understand. They're going to do all kinds of, I done seen all kind of stuff. I done seen all type of tricks happening within the last couple of weeks. All type of tricks, right? Oh, I'm going to shut you up. Shut your ass up. And we're going to say that you're mentally ill. You know, you never had mental illness in your life. We're going to say something wrong with your mind. It's 3 or 4 or 5 gathering and say it, and they'll believe it. But one thing it's something about Jesus, man. I'm telling y'all, right? God already paid the price, right? Not God, but Jesus, Yeshua. He already paid the price for certain things. And so it's like, you're not going to make me pay a price for nothing. And God been teaching me something, right? Even in this time frame, even what it is that I see, right? The other day, I forgot to finish saying that my oldest dog, right? I sit her down. She got a little table that she sit on. The lady across the street, she had moved and she said, hey, she said, I see you got 2 little doggies over here. She said, I was going to give me a puppy. She said, but I changed my mind. She said, girl, it was at a time where it was plentiful, but it started getting hard, right? Money started getting tight for her. And so she said, I got all the stuff, but she said, I didn't end up getting a dog. So she said, you can have it, right? Whether she cursed it, heck, I don't care. I cleanse it off in the blood of Jesus, right? See, you can't always think people say gift and a curse this and a curse that. Man, you got the power of the Lord on you. You got the power of Jesus. Ain't nothing stronger than Jesus. Pray over that stuff, bind, block it, rebuke it, and keep on rolling, man. And do what you need to do for your soul. Go fast, right? Pray, get in prayer, get in fasting, right? Get in your meditation, contemplation, dedication, and revelation. Period. Like my elder said. And so nobody ain't did nothing to y'all, man. You know, when I got to the point, right, when I did that fast and something happened, right, even though people was doing stuff, right, I said, oh my God, man, it was something about that fast that broke something off of me, right? It broke everything off. Like, it broke it off. Like, whatever it was I felt like people had did, right, when I was sitting on me, I'm like, dang, God, I just wanted God to beat them, right? Beat them, God, beat them, just flip them upside down, right? And God started showing me something, your tongue, even though them people weird, even though them people wicked, even though you have no right, right? It's a balance between everything, and it's a way in which you handle everything, right? And when I was talking about the space and the place that I was in, I said, no, God, this ain't right, man. God, you reach your hand out, you come get me. This ain't right. And I had to check myself because I said, dang, God really been looking out for me my whole life. God showed me something like they always been after you in your whole life. It just, I feel like he was healed enough to know. I feel like he was healed enough to see. I felt like he was healed enough. Don't prove me wrong, right? And I felt like I let him down for a little bit. He said, oh, you don't hang your head low. You pick yourself up, even if you feel like you failed that time. Even if you feel like you did something wrong that time. You pick your head up and you keep going. God is not judging us that bad. We are sometimes more harder on ourselves than what God is on us. And sometimes God, we be so hard on ourselves that God will break you from that. He will take you through there, even if somebody else doing it. It's always through the will of God. It's always through God. You understand? They can take you down to nothing, but it's always gonna be through the will of God. It's nothing can happen in the story of Job. They say all these things happen, but Satan had to go to God, right? And God was so proud of Job, and he loved him so much, and the devil was jealous of Job. He said, I can't stand him. All he do think he can do no wrong. I bet you if you do all this to him, he won't. And God like, okay, we gonna see, take it all, do all these things, right? Let me go back to the sidetrack. But I was saying that, I said my dog got right. I was crying out to God about the conditions, right? And I said, God, this ain't right, man. You don't know, man. I ain't getting nothing to nobody, man. God mind my business, right? But even though I was right in what I was saying, right? I was right in what I was saying. And I was looking at some of the Psalms and seeing how people was crying out to him. And they was like cursing and crashing and burning. God, just drag them to hell, right? They was upset. God don't get you for being upset. He want to hear it. Because this is the thing. If it's in your heart, right? What you really feel, right? Even if you try to stay as righteous as you can be in the situation, it's still in your heart, right? And so eventually, whatever's in you going to eventually come out of you, right? And so them people, even in the Psalms, right? A lot of people was righteous, right? And they had a moments where they just spat out, told God, like, do this and crush my enemies and do this one, right? And God, like, now we talking, right? Now we talking because you keep coming and you walk around like this, right? And you walking around like this and you saying this and right, and all this is good, right? And how we want to handle that, but how do you really feel? How do you want it? How do you feel? Right? How do you really feel? And it eventually came, what was in them eventually came out of them, right? And they like, yeah, God, do this to him, do that to him. Yeah, I'm tired of him, right? And God like, but that was always in your heart, right? It was always in your heart. That's really how you always felt. Even if you wasn't there, right? You eventually get there because everybody got a point where they had enough, right? And so when they do and say what they say, right, they meant it. They said no business behind it. They got tired, right? Tired, Lord, I'm tired. Take them all out of here, right? But then God showed me something, right? He just kept showing me stuff, right? I go back to the dogs, and I go back about the power of your words. And what you say out your mouth, and how some of us really have the authority, right? And God will train you because how powerful some of our manifestation is, right? Y'all, I was manifesting as a young child. I didn't know I was manifesting, but I was always happy, right? I was always giddy, right? I was always hurting. I was like a little naive, a lot of naive, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, right? And I was so trusting in people because I always seen the good, right? Even if they evil, yeah, he could have went out there and just fully took somebody's life. I'd be like, it's okay, just go. What happened? Tell me what happened, right? I was hurt. Tell me what happened. Well, don't get down on yourself that you had to wrap them around here like that. Don't get down on yourself that you had a oopsie daisy. And we all feel that way. The difference in you is that I want to do that, but something in me has holding me back. And you actually did it because that's how you felt. That's how you did it, right? So, it's always there. The book of Psalms, right? It's always within you, right? And so, God have people come up to me from all different types of walks of life. Like, people won't believe me, right? I was that person, like, you gave it to the Lord, right? You already told about it. God said you confess your sins, He gonna hold you to it, right? I was her, right? You did what? I know you. What's that movie, Boys in the Hood? He said, anybody want to see it? A D-body? Right? But it was walking on a little train. He said, anybody want to see it? Y'all, stop playing with me, right? I ain't been around people like that. You understand? People look at you and they say, oh, they so pretty, oh, they so this, they so that. No, right? I didn't have people send people towards me, right? And dude, I remember this one time, right? I'm going to talk about my dog real quick, and God gave me, then I'll get on the story about him. And so, y'all, I was sitting here and I was listening to the guy, right? And it was Gavin Dees, and he was talking about not being reliant, right? We need to be reliant upon Jesus, right? And he was bringing us out of the era of self-reliance, right? It's not a good thing when we're in the era of self-reliance, right? And it's crazy because, like I said, I don't really listen to him. So he popped up just in time. He popped up just in time, right? You know who was ordained by God. And anybody gonna tell me, who's ordained and who guided to speak, right? There's no way I don't listen to him. And all of a sudden his videos start popping up. And so I said, let me click on this, right? And as I'm listening to him, right? I was complaining to God about me, my whereabouts, and what I want to do and what I don't want to do. And God, where are you? Right? Is anybody alone, man? Right? God, where are you? Sir, you have never left me or forsaken me. You are not answering me. You get down here right now, Father. You get down here right now. I need to talk to you. And so, y'all was in here cutting my dog here, right? The oldest dog. And she didn't put up a fight at all, right? She already knew it was going to be an L for her. And she had been through emotion long enough, right? She already went through emotion long enough, right? All her life, to where she already know, don't even fight mama on this. She's gonna cut my hair upside down, halfway, leg on, all of it. She's gonna do it anyway. So she sit there with her chest of pride, wanting to cry, but she does it, right? And she get her done and she get out of there. But the youngest one, she's not trained, right? This is the oldest dog's daughter. She's not trained well, right? I usually use scissors on her, but it's getting hot, so I said I'm gonna shave her down, right? Let her hair grow back. And so she was in that stage, right, where she got the puppy hair and the dog ear. And so it was kind of looking funny. I'm like, oh, she ain't got her original color. She's half white, half brown, right? And so like literally half her body was white, half of it was brown. I never seen that like it. Some of the hair was crinkly and some of it was straight. I said, yeah, your baby hairs and your dog hair, it's time to get a haircut. And so her real first haircut. And so anyways, I got some mice. And so anyway, once I put the little dog up there, right, and she gets to panicking, right, and Noah goes over there and step up there. And she's telling her to step up, and I'm like, I went to go run and save her at first, right? Because on the cutting table, they got some little leash on there. And I'm like, she was just fine. How the hell she just turned around? Like, I turned my back for 2 seconds, and she all tangled up, like she ready to choke herself out. Noah gets up, she see her. Noah get down with her haircut, but Noah scarred at this point. She's like, I really don't want to help you, but I know it's light, so I'm gonna come over here and calm you down, right? Noah, like, I don't want to get put back up there. She might see that she cut me a certain type of way, and she might not like it, and she might decide to grab me and start cutting on me some more. So Noah was very cautious. She was looking at me, and she was looking at her like, I ain't taking this ill for you. You want to take your own ill. Y'all, it was too funny. And so as all this going on, right, I'm like, I'm gonna stand back. So I'm gonna stand back and see what she do. Y'all, as I'm watching her, and I'm telling her, get back on that table. You panic and calm down, right? And she get to begin to calm down a little bit because she can see me and she can hear my voice. She got to the point she stop fighting. The noose around her neck, but she just didn't get back on the table. She was sitting on the side of it. It's long enough for her to go on each side. She can step off and all that. And so she just sit there. She stop fighting. She sits there. And so Noah go ahead and walk away. And at this point, I'm still listening to Gavin Dees. And so y'all need my tamale. And so as I'm listening to Gavin Dees, right, and about the self-reliance, right, and mind you, I'm in the midst of my intimate space with God, and I'm seeing the ground break open, and something climbed up to the surface to come stop me from doing this fast, I'm telling y'all. And so I go and I went to put it on the table. Some said, don't put it on the table just yet, right? I look back down on her and say, Minnie, get on the table, and I'm taking my foot and I'm kind of pushing her closer to the table with my foot, trying to see. I want to be able to do it herself, because it's going to come a time and place in the day where you're going to need to get up here again. You're going to know what to do. You're going to need to know what to do. And so I'm guiding her with my foot a little bit. Get on the table. And she was fine. And then she went back into this rant, pulling herself, acting crazy. So I finally leaned down and I grabbed her. And I put her on the table. And as I'm doing it, right, Gavin says, talking about the self-reliance, right? He's still talking about the self-reliance and how God is bringing us out of 1 on the clock, 411. What's your 411? And so, I finally leaned down and I put her on the table. And I'm listening to him. He says about how God is bringing us out of the self-reliance phase. And he's talking. And she got back on the, once I put her back on the table, y'all, she got back off the table and went to rant on the fight again. Right again. I'm like, I just put you back on the table. How you just get down? I just put you back up here. And she went to fight again, right? She's about to choke herself, like trying to get out of this thing, right? She's panicking. And I'm like, you need to calm down. And I can't remember where he was at, but it was somewhere close to the end of his video. And because I remember looking at the little line on there. You know, as you're watching the video, you'll see a line at the bottom, a little red line going across. And I look up and I see it close to the video, end of the video. Mind you, I'm in the midst of my fasting with the Most High, right? And I'm watching her. I just put her back up here. And she literally just gets back down in front of me and starts fighting again. And I sit her back up here. And I hear her voice says, now do you see? Y'all, about passed out. I almost start shaking, right? Literally was shaking. And I'm like, oh my God, right? There ain't no way in the heck I'm listening to this. And I'm like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do like this, I'm gonna do like that, right? A lot of us, we wanna do it our own way, right? And that way might work for so long, right? Might get you through there, might work for so long. But when your seasons change, that thing that usually worked for you might not work anymore, right? And you kept, what they say, beating a dead horse, beating the hell out of a dead horse, right? There's no more space for you in the place. And God is trying to give some of you guys the order, but in the midst of it, you need to rest, right? A lot of us are resting. And we want to go do it our old way because we're used to that way, right? We're used to, I'm going to do this like this, and I'm going to do it like that, and I'm going to go get this, and I'm going to bring this back up, and I'm going to go get that money in, right? And whatever it is that you're doing, whatever else it is that you're doing. And I don't like these pork ones like that. The chicken ones are pretty, is this pork? Let me see. The pork one's pretty dry. I think that's pork. That's pork. It's been boiled 2 times. You know something's overcooked and fry. Now I've already been past, right? And just pop back up on my phone, like something, a video that I already recorded because I recorded in sessions. Threw away your love letter. I thought it make me feel better, and I finally got you out my bed, but I just can't get you out my head. Ooh, hey. When I thought about sessions, I thought about session 32 by Summer Walker. That's my girl. And I'm sending you one text at a time. So boy, pick up your line. And I ain't too proud to beg. So what's been said has been said. And I need you to know you don't know what love is. And I need you to know you don't know. So you don't know what love is. If you don't put up a fight and you don't know what love is. If you don't stay up all night crying, you don't know what love is. If you two could call 1,000,000 times. Hey, y'all, that's when I just said session. I don't know what that was. I just brought that. Maybe somebody need that. That's session 32 by Summer Walker. That's my girl, y'all. That is my girl. They did not want me putting that last video out, y'all, because right now I'm eating and my mouth is full of food. And I know it's disgusting, but y'all can't see me. Y'all can hear me, though. I mean, just think of it as ASMR. What is ASMR? Think of it as ASMR, right? Don't they be doing that, chewing all on the phone, and y'all love me some ASMRs, right? But anyways, y'all, my last video, y'all was blowing them notes, right? And I was singing, what song was I singing? What song was that? It was by Mariah the Scientist, I know that. Y'all cannot think of the dang, y'all was just singing that, hell out that song. I keep wanting to sing that. I can feel it in the air. But that's not it, it was the other one. Y'all think about it in a minute, hold on. But y'all was blowing my note. They said we cannot let her get this out. And we cannot let y'all, I was blowing them songs, you hear me? Them boy was something about them tunes that was tuning, you hear me? It was something about, you have good days, I had some good days and some bad days. You have some good days or bad days, right? They ain't on it. I just want to talk about it. That's it, right? I ate all that, them hot tamales. And so, anyways, y'all, they got a little sweet kick too, like some sugar in there. They put some sugar in that meat sleep. What's that called? Nestle? Mazda? You know what I tell y'all? Y'all put my tamales on the floor, the dogs and got it. They got control. Then you got control. Come on, come and eat you some. So eat some tamales, y'all. She's scared. She waiting on mama. Or Minnie don't tell when I'm going to start eating my tamales right out the bowl. You notice it. She said, I'm not getting in trouble. I'm like a good girl. Go ahead, honey. That's a good girl. You just start eating my food. She said, I ain't getting swap. You know, black people whoop their dogs. Whooping. She like, no, she ran. She's like, I mean, go ahead, but come on, give me some tamales. It ain't nothing like the little chicken left in there with the pork here. She don't like it. Come on. Get down, Nova. Get you some. Did you eat some here? I don't know what you're doing. Your mouth feel wet. Did you wait on mama or did you eat some and run and then play victim? And then let Minnie take the fall for it? These dogs too smart. Y'all just grabbed her face. I'm up here hyping her all up. And she ate it and ran over to the corner like she ain't did nothing. I just grabbed her because she came from the couch sitting next to me. I touched her beard as wet as hell. She ate it and ran and sat in the corner like, I'm going to sit down. Y'all ain't never seen nothing like this. It's like a bad kid. These dogs, these animals too smart. They like little monitoring spirits. Go ahead. Minnie gonna eat it all from you. That's on you if you don't get done. Me like it. I like spicy food, but that one like hit me because I put my sauce on it. My sauce really ain't that hot no more though, but you know, you get older, you start getting sensitive. You be desensitized and sensitive and all those good things and stuff. But anyways, y'all, now I got stuff in my tooth. The damn meat. Oh, my toothpick's out. I gotta brush my teeth, y'all. This ain't gonna do. This ain't gonna do me in. This meat, that's tough. No more tamale from here. It's okay, but that meat was a little dry. You know, you boil something, they keep boiling, it might be good, but you gotta put it in the freezer. Sometimes you gotta make people wait for their food. I really have a little wait time, and they be bringing the food out so quick. A lot of times it be fresh, but sometimes it, you know, with certain stuff like tamales, it has to be pre-made, which is understandable. But if you know that it's pre-made, you might have to cook that meat halfway through and freeze it, then go ahead and cook it the rest of the way through when you go ahead and drop that batch. But it's like they dropped that batch a couple times. The outside of it's pretty good. The Mazda part of it, but that meat in there is pretty damn dry. I was saying basically, y'all, that I was blowing on my last show, right? They would not let me post that because they scared somebody gonna sign me a deal. Somebody give her a deal right now. Y'all was on all kind of stuff, rapping, papping, putting things together that shouldn't have been together. It made it make sense though. And so, anyways, y'all, when you see things, right? I just want to say this. When you see, I was saying that when I was watching Gavin, right? Galvin, I think his name's Gavin or Galvin. Is it L in there? I don't know. Gavin Dees, Dees. I think it's Galvin Dees. He has such good words, right? He was so on time. And y'all, when he was talking about the self-reliance, and I seen that dog fighting like that, y'all, and it did not catch on. It like as soon as right before the video ended, it finally caught, right? When I was doing my intimate act with God and just praying prayer, and I seen the ground break open, and things caught out of it, right? Not literally, but figuratively, right? It's like, oh, she's crazy. We're gonna slide depression medication on there, but you know, it works both ways, so you gotta be careful with that. See, let me tell you something. when you see people doing sick stuff like that, right? Side medications all on your record. For one, that's something I'm not gonna go to no program about. I'm going to go to my doctor, and then my doctor is going to give me a referral, and then I'm going to go out to a person who is majors in that, right? Who specializes in that area. We don't go to side programs and do this and that. No, I go to y'all for what I go to y'all for, right? And I have no shame in my game and nothing that it is that I'm doing, right? Always tell people you want to know something, ask people. You can't use no weapon formed against me shall prosper. It won't work, right? When you own who you are, wholly and solely, right? Everything about you, right? These people know how you are. They study you, right? And even for the people that's coming in who feel like they're going to challenge you, what they do is they go around people that is in your past and they try to bring them into your future. Some people are different timelines, right? Than you. It's crazy that I went inside this place to take my grandson to go play. And I seen this girl that I ain't seen in years. I went to school. We was cool, and she ended up not. I'm not going to talk about her like a dog, right? But she's just not my friend today, right? She had her way she felt, and I had my ways that I felt, right? But I've always been solid, right? That's one thing about me. I've always been solid, and I just had a whole bunch of unsolid people around me, and it was a lot of people who had some issues going on within themselves, right? And they just find people to take them out, and if God forbid you have a bubbly personality, oh my God, you're in trouble. I've always been this way, right? Even with the trials and errors that I went on in my life, and I didn't hide them. That was just who I was. And when I was going through trials and errors, and so, we own who we are all the way around the board, right? I tell people anything you want to know about me, I would tell you, right? And these people are mad because they know that we are open books. And so what I began to see, the study that I've been conducting is that even when you're an open book and that you would tell people things about you, right? They try to weaponize that for their benefit, right? They can't use your past against you, and so they would try to use your past against you. Do you understand? And so what I mean by that is that you might have some people you hung around way back when, people that's all the way back there, people you ain't thought about in years, right? Might have been cool with y'all, go your own separate ways as time go on. And what they'll do is people from your platforms, people they got this money and they think they're somebody, but they're really nobody, right? They know that they're nobody. They go and abuse whatever little position they got, right? And they be mad because when you speak on this type of stuff, a lot of times we speak to help somebody. We're not targeting anybody, but these people who don't know you, they feel some type of way, and so they go think they're gonna dig off in your background and say, oh, go to your whatever family members and see who was that old friend, who was the people she was hanging around. But really, the old people that saying things really can't say nothing, right? I'm gonna threaten you with this and I'm gonna threaten you with that. I mean, you can't threaten me with a motherfucking thing. You can't threaten a person. One thing my granny said, move. If you're gonna do something in this life, and she told me that young, she drilled it into me. Don't be ashamed of who and what you do, right? You own who you are all the way around, right? And so I got a story for y'all, right? I remember many years ago. I got a story for y'all. I remember many years ago, right? I went, me and the same girl who I just recently seen, that I ain't seen in years, but I know for a fact somebody brought her up to the forefront, right? She had been contacted and sent out on a mission, right? Can the mission be completed? And I'm like, dang, I ain't seen her. God knows when. Like, I didn't even think she stayed here anymore, right? I didn't even know this girl stayed here anymore, right? I stay in such a small town. Everybody know everybody, right? You run into somebody, right? And know somebody to know somebody. From the last conversation that I knew, I thought she had moved out of town, right? And so, this individual, right, when I took my grandson to go to his little place, right, she was in there. But what was crazy is that I didn't see any children with her, right? She was in there with some girl. And so I look over, and I said, what the hell is she doing here? I don't see her with no damn kids, right? And so I'm going, because I already, back then I would stop and spoke, right? I was that person that, hey girl, even if I already, like, even if we didn't fall out, we didn't like each other, or like we was friends, and it just didn't work out, right? Friends are still like relationships, right? And it just didn't work out. I still want to speak, right? I was always that person still want to speak to you. But when you start growing, and God, it's not about being petty, right? It's about being an adult, right? We're not children anymore, right? And it was such a turn off, because even when I thought to myself, oh, don't be petty, go speak, right? I just seen her, she was still doing the same shit that she was doing 2 years ago, right? We was in high school, running like clicky, click, click. Let me run over here to this person and lean behind them and laugh, trying to make you feel uncomfortable, right? That's petty shit. That's what people do in high school when they click up and they talking about you, or they want you to think that they're talking about you, right? The party tricks, right? The magic tricks. They want you, they do stuff, they lean down, they lean into each other, they laugh, they go to hee ha ha, all this lame ass shit, right? But when you start getting older, it's not, and you start growing, right? It's more of a thing like, you start looking at things a little bit different, like, yeah, that shit childish. It looks so, it's just so unappealing. Like, it made my stomach sick seeing her doing that, right? It wasn't about nobody talking about me, nothing. I could care less, right? But it's like, oh man, damn, right? That's what used to be around, right? It is not coming from a judgmental place. It's just like, damn, like, could you imagine how many times I was around her and she probably seen somebody that she was jealous of or intimidated of or didn't like, and I wasn't paying attention. I was always person in my own lane, and that person probably was leaning into me, laughing or talking, and it was somebody else on the other end, feeling uncomfortable, right? And I was looking like, dude, this is disgraceful, distasteful, right? This is a school, right? The school that I used to go to has shut down, right? I hear this other girl run her mouth on the platform, right? These are people, the same person that got off her platform and went down in that store. She had this red cover around her, right? Playing games. What a shame, but lame. And so, anyways, y'all, when I seen her, even when I thought, like, don't be petty, go speak, right? My insides just turned inside out when I seen her. Like, I don't even want to introduce her to my grandson, right? This is pathetic, right? And so I looked at her and I kept rolling, right? I kept moving. And I went on here, went inside and enjoyed my grandson and the little girl I had with me, and we just had some fun, right? It was a little kid's place. And she kept running around, right? And then I seen another group of people, like some grown men came up there. But I really didn't see, I seen the guy with a little kid, but I didn't see her, never see her with a kid, right? And everywhere I walked to, she was like over there in the corner, right? When I first went in, she tried to keep her distance. She went off somewhere, right? Because the place was kind of a nice size. She went off somewhere, so I didn't see her for the first half. But the second half, right? I went to go do this laser tag with my grandson and stuff, and I had to walk past a certain area to get to the laser tag area in the jungle part of it. And I just seen her, so she walked past, she leaned into it again. I'm like, oh my God, like, she don't even know I was going to speak to her. I just can't even, like, I'm just embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for you. Like, have you ever just somebody been embarrassed for them? Like, it was just, ugh, right? And I really didn't feel any type of way toward the individual. It's just, when you look and you see something, it was just like, oh my God, right? This is jar. I just kept playing with my grandson. I had my little tablet on me, and I just sit there and I chill, right? And I said in my own little lane. But I was just so proud of myself, like, damn, like, I always say, it's not that a person is better than nobody, right? But it just lets you see how much you have grown. Like, when you can look at somebody, a single individual, right? And just really see that, right? And just take a look into yourself, right? In the mirror. And you be like, dang, I was once there, right? I was never her, right? I was never that person that played like that anyway. But still, just around that circle, right? And I'm like, damn, I was once in that situation, that circle, that environment. And it's like, you still doing the same shit. You still got the same hairstyle in, right? And you still doing the same thing. Like, ain't nothing changed about you, man. And it's like, I feel like I should have been like, hey, I should have been able to be like, I feel like where we at now, right? We never even really fell out. And I just feel like where we at now, I should have been able to go and speak to her, like, hey, how you doing? I seen you in a minute, give her a hug and let her see my grandson. And hey, girl, you here with? And maybe kids can play. You know what I'm saying? Like grown people shit. And I just feel like we are sweet. I got a whole grandson. Like my daughter is grown. Her son was older than my daughter, like years older. I think my daughter was a baby. Her son was like 5. So her son, my daughter was what, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Her son got to be at least 24, 25 years old. And so I'm looking like, and I know he probably got a baby or something. So it's like, and I'm not just put that on her. I'm just saying, like, she got a grandchild. It's like, what is you doing? What are we doing? Right? Like, what is going on here? And I just looked like, I was disgusted. Y'all not even gonna lie. Like that was like she would have been a person. I'm not gonna lie. Like if she would have grew up, right? It just let you see that people always was jealous and envious of you, right? That same people that you was running was always jealous. It was always running mouth. It was always envious, right? It was always a problem in your background, right? But when I look back, I was always grown, right? Even as a young adult, I had my own place at the age of 17, right? I was always adulting, right? And so, but it's just still like even if we was in the childish area, whatever that was, right? I can't explain it. I'm so disgusted. Like we should have been able to be able to speak to each other, give each other a hug, and it's just like I was so disgusted. Like, oh my god, like girl, I could see everything and all things, but nothing and tell everything that was going on, right? That was back then. And it's like if you're doing this now, I could only imagine what you was doing back then, how you was running your mouth, how childish you was, how envious and jealous you was, right? And it just made me sick to my stomach that these are individuals that I have helped, right? Like girl, boy, right? These are people that have been in times in their life where they didn't have it like that. And I never been a person to stick my nose up at nobody or act like I was better. Like I was better than anybody, right? If I see anybody down, that was my main problem, trying to pull them up. But some of the people was mad at I, you, them, they. It's trying to pull them up out of something, right? Who you think you is? Who you think you is? Right? That mentality is just, oh my god, right? And then you gotta come in contact with these idiots, right? That don't know half of the story, right? They don't know a part, they don't know a third. They playing with you, right? They don't understand why their lives have to be flipped upside down because God really don't care about some of us. I don't care who you is, I don't care who you think you is, right? Including myself, right? Because people are quick to say this, and that, this, but they can't include themselves, right? Including myself, right? But something about this fast that I did, man, where even though I seen all things and I seen what happened and what was going on and who did what and when did they do and when did they do, right? I seen all these things. Heavenly Father, I bind, block, and rebuke any type of spell work magic that's going on in the name of Jesus. Fight against those that fight against me in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Anybody trying to stop this message, block this message, anybody hating, anybody calling anybody on phone, telling them what to do, what not to do, God, I bind, block, and rebuke them now in the name of Yeshua. Right now, Heavenly Father. In the name of Jesus, amen. Strike them down. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. And so, anyways, y'all, jealousy and envy is a bad motherfucker, right? That shit ain't nothing to play with. How envious and jealous people can really be, right? And so, anyways, y'all, as I was saying, when I look back, right, over some things, right, everything ain't all bad, but everything ain't all good, right? And you come into these people, right, playing, right? And like I said, when I was going through this fast with God, right, and I was talking to him, and I seen all these things taking place, all this stuff happening around me, right? I'm like, I kept saying, man, all these people doing this stuff, right? You got the people doing this over there, they doing that over there, yeah, they all doing that, right? But God was showing me something in that time frame, like even though, right, they are doing, he been showing me, but it was something about this fast, right, that broke the extra seal, right? Y'all was so extra. But anyway, it was like, but even though everybody doing everything and everybody playing games, right, and everybody want to be sneaking up, popping up again, playing on your top, right? Oh, your mental, you need to get help, right? These are people with actual mental illnesses. These are people who actually got a history of these things, right? They're hiding in their background, their mamas and them, hiding their shit in their background, right? Oh, such a good boy, sweet girl, sweet. These are people who are ministers to society, right? God is choosing you to deal and handle with these people, right? Even your presence alone, you ain't got to do nothing, right? All you got to do is show up, that's it, right? And so anyways, y'all, when I did this fast, right, the intimate act with God, and I seen all what I seen. It was like I was like, but what you doing though? 444. In the time, place, and the space, right? When I did my intimate act with God, he showed me even just myself, right? I was like, dang God, all this taking place, right? Even though it was like some of this stuff was extremely dangerous what I seen, right? And you got people sitting in your face, on your top. You got all these people in tandem playing and working together, right? Out of jealousy and envy for their own selfish gain and pleasures, right? For their own this and that, right? Who do you think you are? Man, you be surprised going through somebody's mind. Who do you think you are? You're not better than me, right? But these are people who thought they was better than you for real, and then did a thing, and then grouped up to help them do a thing and them do a thing, right? And it all went down south and down left and down all that for them, right? When you are intertwined with God, when you are intertwined with God, y'all. God said, "Will come near you, but will not touch you." Right, man. When He broke, it's something that broke off, man. And whatever this thing was, and I want this off. He did not want this off, y'all. I went into a supernatural understanding, right? I'm already at peace within me, right? I find peace in the midst of the storm, right? Even in the eye of the storm, but it was a supernatural. It's different from a supernatural peace and a supernatural understanding, right? God gave me a supernatural understanding, and when you have a supernatural understanding, it shows you and teaches you how to move, right? And He just showed me, none of those people matter. You have to understand and stand on, right? No more questioning, no more have guessing, right? No more trying to figure it out. It ain't yours to figure it out. It ain't your job to do none of that. It's your job to just be, right? It's your job to just be. That's it, right? No, nothing nobody doing matter. And the thing that is manifesting any type of problem and pain towards you is you and the worry in itself, right? And so when He give me the understanding of that, then you say, oh, okay, well, that was that simple. But in the midst of the chaos, in the midst of the eye of the storm, as my guy would say, it seems like nothing is working, right? Everything is happening at once. You can't even break it down. You're like, wait a minute, hold on. And then when you on your way, it's like it spikes up tenfold, right? Man, when He gave me that understanding, I was just sitting there and I seen how that dog was struggling, right? It was something about me looking down, right? This was my last day of the fast. And I looked down and I see my dog struggling. And I'm like, oh my God, girl, I set you up. There's nothing happening, right? All around, it was like the way she was moving, you would have thought hell broke loose around her, right? I was tripping out, like, help me, but nothing was happening, right? She was choking herself. And I'm like, stop doing this. I'm right here with you, right? And God said, I literally heard a voice say, now you understand, right? And a lot of y'all are in spaces and places y'all trying to fight like hell, figure out your next movement, figure out how you gonna get out of there, right? And what God gonna do next, right? That ain't none of your business. All your business is to gain a supernatural understanding, a supernatural peace, and sit there and just be, right? And when He said the reliance, don't worry about it, right? And so when Mr. Gavin Deeds, when he said about the self-reliance, right? And I was trying to do it in my own strength. And God he said, when He told me to go back to the beginning a while back, right? And I said, God, well, it's kind of hard to go back to the beginning when you have been shown all this, right? God will work with you. Don't get it twisted, right? Don't twist my words. Now, somebody out there always playing games. Now, God will work with you amidst it, right? So you get an understanding. But a lot of y'all are fighting to remove yourself out of a place. You're like, what am I gonna do next? I don't got nothing. I ain't got no way out. God, how I'm gonna do this, right? And God, like, but it ain't time for nobody to move. It ain't time for none of that because is everybody moving how they want to move, and God is just using you as a tool. And when you see deadly dangerous things going on, right, I would scare you. It's not about fear at this point, because now, even if it was fear at a point, you should be at a place where you got so intimate with God that nothing mattered, right? That's how Yeshua was. He already knew what was coming to him, right? But even though he knew his fate, right, he had to gain peace, right? He gained peace in the midst of it. And it's like, this is what it is, right? There ain't no other way. This is the only way, right? And some of these people are so mad about us speaking up for ourselves now, right? And it's even people, like I said, on these platforms that you don't even know. People that listen to you, all this stuff, right? They feel like they go doubt they see you come mess with you, and they get twisted up as soon as they play with you like that, right? When God got you, he got you. When God told me to go back to the beginning, right? And it was like, I said, what is he talking about? Go back to the beginning, right? Now, I pondered on that for y'all months. And I'm like, what is he talking about? Go back to the beginning. Go back to the beginning, right? And it took me back to times in my life when God said, I showed you, right? And all of it wasn't his doing of showing. When you get people that's desperate, they will begin to show you who and what they are. They don't care. They all out go, booga, 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 right? It's me. Look at us. Yeah, we doing this to you. What you gonna do about it, right? And God, y'all, I was in the room. I've already seen my TV moving around like somebody had took control of my TV. I don't know if it was like a screen mirroring type of thing or whatever. And I'm looking, I'm like, what the hell? And y'all, I could have panicked. Oh my God. But I was such at peace, right? And I had just now finished my little intimate act, right, with God. Yo, I was at such a peace that I didn't even care. Y'all started like laughing, like, man, I guess if that's what you're doing though. Like, you ain't got no more time. Where's the time at? You know, it's late night. Y'all, this all happened during this intimate act with God. All of this stuff, right? It's like the hell broke loose, right? Like somebody took and mirror screen mirror my phone, was just pressing numbers in and all this stuff. And I mentioned to the person, I said, hey, did you see this and this? Individual had all type of excuses, but guess what? I said, don't worry about none of it, right? Another thing I heard, scapegoat, right? And then I said, what is this, right? And God gave me the origin story of the scapegoat. And I said another one of my